For your absence, you are 137. If we were present, what that meant was that when the question was put, we would have had no 137 to counter the yes 137.
We don't intend to respond to that. What we do know is that they say we should respect Constitution and that we're 137. We're also aware that they are 137, but they are jubilating that they have approved the budget, yet we couldn't reject the budget with the same number. We leave that to your thoughts. We'll take two more.
For your absence, you are 137. If we were present, what that meant was that when the question was put, we would have had no 137 to counter the yes 137.
We don't intend to respond to that. What we do know is that they say we should respect Constitution and that we're 137. We're also aware that they are 137, but they are jubilating that they have approved the budget, yet we couldn't reject the budget with the same number. We leave that to your thoughts. We'll take two more. We don't support the e-levy in its form and
Now, I'm aware that there is ongoing controversy about e-levy, and my caution to government is that don't kill the hen that lays the golden egg. We are aware that the digital economy is doing pretty well. It has facilitated the development of a digital economy, but don't overburden and overtax the telecom entities. We fear for double taxation because we already have communication service tax. And on e-levy, a week ago, I was no, we won't accept e-levy. But having listened to officials in government, including the Minister of Finance and Charles Edubuahin, I was convinced to accept a departure from my original law to accepting a 1% e-levy for the good of the Ghanaian people. And therefore, if government is able to make overtures and reach out and say that I want to peg the electronic levy at 1%, I'll have a difficulty convincing my constituency, but I take full responsibility because that should be our contribution to fiscal consolidation and our contribution to ensuring that the economy doesn't collapse on any of us going into the future. Now, I'm aware that there is ongoing controversy about e-levy, and my caution to government is that don't kill the hen that lays the golden egg. We are aware that the digital economy is doing pretty well. It has facilitated the development of a digital economy, but don't overburden and overtax the telecom entities. We fear for double taxation because we already have communication service tax. And on e-levy, a week ago, I was no, we won't accept e-levy. But having listened to officials in government, including the Minister of Finance and Charles Edubuahin, I was convinced to accept a departure from my original law to accepting a 1% e-levy for the good of the Ghanaian people. And therefore, if government is able to make overtures and reach out and say that I want to peg the electronic levy at 1%, I'll have a difficulty convincing my constituency, but I take full responsibility because that should be our contribution to fiscal consolidation and our contribution to ensuring that the economy doesn't collapse on any of us going into the future.
Jesus my God.
Nation prophet.
What's it?
If we say my name,
I know Miss Minka.
And I'm on some Ghana for Monson and yes, one is Yan and I done in social may. And then why a what done in social be easy. What done in social and the Amayan. It's near me or what? We are software and then Yamini pan out to a man banana. Ghana for be do at them. We ya make will be by Yame, Massa, we yammy, I may you be for quasi a some few or we yammy, I may you be. We yammy, may you be. Me, I mean, so by Yame, if my menu, Naman can't was our crowd to one ring our casa, we near collect, we knew answer. We yammy, I may you be. You're better, Marco Pet, soft one on free Yame, me flew sick, ena me free wuni yo obeke ba akopɛ sɔfo no onye nyame ne frɛ no wakonta ne frɛ no bibi koso wo mamu a ye nkoro nyame nkorofo a na ye ɔman papa mo me yenka no ɔman ni tumpon na nkoso na enye yi so ate ase ene wo sɔre ya yato niamam ene wo sɔre ya yato petrol mo wo sɔre ya yato we mo ene momo kura ye de taxi abaso uko iska ye tew ukogia ye tew masa yen kasa
Ekwesi Japan na Ghana be jambo siamo. Ekwesi Japan. Yanko.
Ekwesi Japan na me ho me franka.
Ekwesi Japan na ye ma be yanko be wo ye franka.
Na mete to turban to shine.
Na mete to turban to shine. Efisa.
Me man na jimi.
Me ka. Jesus my God.
Nation prophet.
O se dia.
Efisa me man na jimi.
Eno me ka.
Efisa me man no ajimi. Nyamna make a Bible na ka na Bible na ka say no ka Bible or say efrisa me man no ayedai agimi no it's a fact if it's a sabio or maya water diamond gold bauxite manganese cocoa timber or maya or war even about 150,000 square kilometer of arable lands na still bosia sabio ye be di kura just ye craft food to the tune of $3 billion it simply tells you that or maya no ayedai or my Bible say, hey, Bible say, oh, Bible say, oh, my Najimi, oh, my Najimi. We don't want to make, oh, my Najimi. Oh, my Otte Diamond also. Oh, my Waka Kapempe, Wawa, Odum Sapele, Mahogany, Nelson, and Colada for more actual or more fruso. Oh, my when you mean, yes, what you mean, yes, sir. Hey, T. Oh, my Kakapempe, Uncolano, and yet that the NSC and Fanya and Koyamo Montanasu. Eye enua ne yese omfanya de enkonya ntena so oman no wawa sapele kakapempe odum mahogany ayi rosewood ene de keka ho nyina onyina dua nyina ye wo enso nkola da fom de yefo tworo oman ya enyimi ya se yedimi nyesa ebise me man no agimi ene ohwa medura se no anaje se ye kwa afuom bomfa kye ase eno sa no ene Saturday anopa anka mesen pa akwasi wa frɛ se hey ya hene besere kamo mesere na yenkwa afuom na yekɔ idase yebekɔ eye aboagya ne yeka akwan so anase yebefa lo ye frifa afuom ho na yekɔ eye aboagya anase yebefa eye kenafo ehobomfa wa oni bomfa de mechire nyina no oyawe ofa kenafo ni mu anagese yekɔ eye yeka ne sei campo afuom campo na mines yima amena bebre wo ho in fact mena na afieja ene mena na chiame apoku na wamu wansase ye wo tren kwa so afuom wo ho na Facebook nkola ne de you don't know anything Ghana kuafo nyame nhiramo Ghana kuafo nyame nhiramo wakofom da nkofom da mboa wo se wo so nkobi da wakobi da wo so ko apo okay epo ne eye afuom nyina ye pe na ukoduru afuom a kasa no kura ye different kasa no e different eno sa me papa ne pepe la vota na ombeso mo connect hwese we adura na we nuru ya etuwo so duru a oi na we so agi so oi on Facebook on kola we nyina ye news mamu in fact time na ye be kwa afuom no na anti Abranaaso wache eno sa okwa na waje anti Abranaaso wache no na waje gare aguso na waje eye hyeto eni stew na wode eno sa wode gu eye rubber mu se de me ban na me yekoko no wode gu rubber mu a na wo mix o born mixing wo rubber nim o born mixing rubber nim o born mixing rubber nim uwia na waka ano no na chese umia when untina kurase that you won't get that feeling unim say efie nyansa no etina o my way wo ma omubu man no ebesi ne they are not serious people because the real lifestyle of the people, the real lifestyle of the majority, they are not in touch with the real majority of the Ghanaian people. Omutete cantonment obeko holidays okono abrochire sabio enya campaign kura nka wonko eye dansomanda. Such a person cannot lead the country because if we say democracy is for the majority of the people are farmers. Sabio me papa kwasi na otimi eja ye ho be 2 months na ye hu no wokọ wase krupon okohwe ni kokofu. So these are the people who have suffered to build Ghana to a point where we are. Legon esuo ye de akuafo sika anesi ye Legon. Ye de akuafo sika anesi ye. So obviously Ghana akuafo ye damase. Meka Ghana akuafo me akuani ami ya tena kurase ache me akuani ohwe me che ya na je se kurase afum ko eno sa akuatimi ese yito a utimi yutu achi say na just afa utimi yutu achi na afa yenko yenim aha XYZ Abranaaso and Comomedian exercise still remaining the Bombardier Field Marshal Squadron Leader Ranger Buffalo when he Royal General Kabaka Bonfa Edeshia enemy such an Edeshia me friend Santiago and I'm saying when hinty from me the when he Royal Sheikh Guevara of Ghana Media. I am the freedom fighter of our time, radio activist of our time, TV activist of our time, the man that bears the spirit of our forebearers from Kenneth Kaunda, Leopold Senghor, Samora Mase, Nelson Mandela, Julius Kambarara Nyerere, Fidel Castro. Idi Amin, yes, Idi Amin, because Idi Amin know you good. Just Abrofono actually on a story differently. Yes, Idi Amin was good, just like Muammar Gaddafi was good, but his story was written to us by the Abrofo, so we saw him from a different light. So Muammar Gaddafi, Robert Mugabe, Kwame Nkrumah, Mensah Saba, all the spirit of our forebearers live it in me, and I am fighting with it. And yebedi nkomonia busa Ghana mpanimfo. Yese yechi minua bako over 2 days ago. Captain to Captain Smart say wakoka ensembia Ghana police say omontia say so afraid for insurrection and uprising. But sansem kro na yebebusa say na Akufo-Addo wonka bi kroma wakabi. Sansem kro na yebebusa say Duncan Williams nka bi kroma wakabi. So what is the difference? Their captain kai. You see, there is something God made in Ghana journalism. And I'm a koba, metro made in Ghana journalism. No, a journalism I share in Ghana ha. The entia ebaye na matchero the entia made in Ghana journalism. No, and the intolerance of this government made in Ghana journalism. Won't mean you know, ano yebeko niya kwa kohe. Ye no free wa and Parliament still a many Parliament in Komono. Made over 1979 Constitution. Na made wakwa kohe de oho. Me we are 1981-82. The AC Ghana Parliament neno. Enye news. EBS pen. Eti me over come back to 1981. Sometime na Dr. Hillary Liman ana President of the Republic of Ghana. Me do kodu wa na chiro de see na me de to our current state and I'll profess the solutions moving forward. Aha, Abranaaso on Tvxyz. Me di ede oka techie afrifa mensa medamo ba. Meba Hashtag La Victoria Simpre. Until victory, always. Mebasisia.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural.
Bia Ecobo degree, Entina Usukobo, Debbie, Esakra Humbo Hus, name degree program Services Yuamu Adamufua, Nuntina Ghana Christian University College. Ya water 2 amount for Babru and fear Dunu 50 years and actually our Homawo. We're better too. I'm our skills. I'm what you want to say yes. We're Dutch Echelons. And you took a power degree, HND, and now professional programs, accounting, banking and finance, human resource management, HIV/AIDS management, nursing, computer engineering, IT and systems, theology, and KP, Ghana Christian University College, HMI scholarship, 50% yes, a canon, Wafa, that was what you are a FAPE. Our programs in name, for administration says 0204 069 583 and 057 65 33307 and now for application for online GhanaCU.com. Ghana CU, water 2 and what by your Okenifu, our dance on cry.
All right, me that's say what also tia we hear Abranaaso on Tvxyz. Meka eye afuo mu asem ya na me say eye me wofa Edinash the Temple Social Center Edinash the Temple Social Center wo free eye Kofiase me wofa Edinash wa send me eye afuo mu video time wane eye nkola no ye kwa afuo mu asade na tie eno sa kokko nua na se ohwe manu ya apai a se camera no betumi azumi a mano mark bi de haya na nkofo de se matia boy Menti a boy, yakwafuom, na yakwafuom a yedono, satam kwaku, yakwa kampu afuom, na odwa, wode ayini toswa, murano, uchani se nwe hu asiye hu, na waka wegusu wa champo bia nwe uchani hu, nwaka gusu nwe. They make God say, get them into the. In fact, I want to say Ralph for crab bar, what be fix it, and you hear Ralph again. Don't take them out. You see, these things are things that you need to let the Ghanaian people know what goes on in the studio. First, and then GBC, who near Kobe, you be more who they cause to and Yansa. Now you see, I check Captain Smart, other year. You see, Captain Smart, I can be said or support uprising. You see. Let me be honest with you, Captain Smart, you mean penny. I thought I was serious because you're a bit inconsistent. And then we're back on cement. I did also Chini Christo. So I will have that problem with him, which is my brother. I will deal with him on that level. But I know behind the scenes. But what I don't understand is that government in Timina made in Ghana journalism no ano. Okwaka enra menu abako ye friend no Nitun Justice Abeku Ofe or Juma of Flagstaff House. Or say 99.999% of the Ghanaian journalists are junkies. They are Nikopuns. They are there and they are Kekabrofu Bebre. And I'm a coin, I'm say, justice, TNA, and I'm in country, Tia had an answer with you. We are a chance in Bian in the Muaswo. Okoto enamel chance here, enamel tray and a winner. Oto 5 chance here, 5 train a winner. Okoto awule die ya na kales wo hu ya die ya de kwaje edru emo ne stew no say die stew no msi pete no aha eno sa okoto awule chense no a eno ni mu aso ana wunya okoto golden bowl golden head ana wunya. Unfortunately for this country, the bonkosu leaders no yenya for the past 30 years no, they expect to say Ghana journalists, we should behave like a BBC, CNN. And I busa mo say, some person behave to say BBC ni CNN. Muma memuana mo de mayeno. Ese UK ni US for memuana. Amemwa phone amodi amaye no ehwan ni bre ne de journalism no aye no enwe ye made in Ghana journalism we ye progressive journalism etimi ka no kora kire mo na mo adwene no ada ti bonkoso small brains leadership we de Dubai aye in the last 50 years now show small brains leaders a bunch of old men who cannot even think beyond 30-40 years the omu ye bia very shallow, so you expect us say we should sit here and be reading news like BBC and CNN when you guys go and your leadership is so leadership time leadership for more BBC journalism. Munyane china CNN journalism munyane china. Se muja amemwo phone nkrofoni sika wi a si akeka ya adwe chira mu yebeja aka. Eti chance biane ni mu aso sa mo si yenyai na mo ba kwache, and you see this government is intolerant. Akufo-Addo kwatena kwa Mesefa can show so in 2016 one can said the Arab uprising when there is a imrante nya adwuma nya o man bi so said ye si wo Sudan hey tie ha na nyansa wo kwana chi Akufo-Addo. You are being intolerant. You guys should stop that. Hey tie and can chira mo ye kan adwa chira mo. They say Captain Smart, I have my own problem with him. And now can I get you here? Or go and say my patch or see senior. you, my big brother, be consistent. Let's be consistent with this fight. And they will say, look, let's be consistent. But you can't also intimidate anybody with the police. Duncan Williams and the Arab uprising is coming to West Africa. Duncan Williams. See, this is made in Ghana journalism. Marcus Garvey said, and I quote, Marcus Garvey said, was it a hungry man has no respect for laws, TNA. A hungry man has no respect for laws, authority, or humans. Mama koma diye, amemwo kankan, amemwo funu amubuo, amemwo nu amoya niyama basa troka no, na ya ni breni ya kikaya adwe cheremwa, mwesi wenye BBC journalism. Na mwohe mufata BBC journalism. Amemwo na amubu, mufata CNN journalism. Amemwo funu amu wia mkrofoni sika amu mbesi obi abeka. Look, wenye journalism, wenye activism. Eti munya se mu intimidate ne yakoche Captain Smart mu so mu fan so honi anwen. Come on, get out. Hey, me yesa nkrofo send mu gatachi wo ye bachi wo na wo kwa me nkroma ya chi no wi. Munya sa rough na mu ye ne ye nsuro de sa wo. Ye kan ya dwa kire mu munti a ha na nyansa wo. Na ye fa free Captain Smart so na men kire o se me ka kire o se back in 1979 constitution. Me assure say in the face of all these banter ana yebe pass yem pass we are working out Joe say wusu ede ne ho kan ho yenkɔ Joe say wusu a video a ono a defending the decision a ode ne ho kan ho e wo parliament now waka say he is part of a quorum na yamra article 104 eso Ralph say why ready ana waje una gina ho fameko Joe say wusu defending his vote na yenhwa de fameko
let me put on record that I am a member of Parliament. I was counted to take the motion and that was presented in this house. What are you doing? You don't rule on it. We have to take a decision. I did not vote. Tell me in the standard responsibility. For the application. He cannot rule. He cannot rule on an emergency. That is before the house. No. How can he rule on an emergency? He cannot rule on the voting before the house. How can he rule? So as the standard order.
Awaje medase we Joe say usu na a day before na wakotena parliament ama time ono preside over the issue or counting and was forming a quorum no he is part of a quorum na yeka quorum me ma me akosu abi no wa mananya wasum bebre the omo kan say a number that decides something to could do quarter a quorum of a court. It is a quorum of a court, Supreme Court. Yebeka se quorum a judge for do a betena so wako suku disciplinary committee oko disciplinary committee near for me quorum and krofo a eyeso omo for me quorum no etimi eye chairman of the disciplinary committee this that and SLC president and maybe student head student this omo betena so always it should be more or less like an odd number and on a for me eye quorum eti Joe say usu counter ne ho say or you part of the quorum. Now yaka ya no omukoti article 104 of the 1992 constitution. Abaji project 104 of the 1992 constitution na yenhwa de. Article 104 of the 1992 constitution na yenhwa de. Me do back to 1981. Na ya de aba. Now article 104 of the 1992 constitution it says except otherwise provided in this constitution, matters in parliament shall be determined by votes of majority of members present and voting. This is article 104 of the 1992 constitution. But the anti-American Yama say, any article 86 of the 1979 constitution are the same. So read article 86 of the 1979 constitution. TNA. You already see article 86(1) of the 1979 constitution, which says except as otherwise provided in this constitution. Over 104 of 1992 or say except as otherwise provided in this constitution, matters of parliament shall be determined by vote. When you read it or say except as otherwise provided in this constitution, no question for decision in parliament shall be proposed for determination unless there are present in parliament not less than 1/2 of all the members of Parliament, and except as otherwise provided in this Constitution, the question proposed shall be determined by majority of the votes of the members so present and voting. So obviously, they copied the 1992 Constitution, Article 104. No, they copied it from 1979, Article 86(1). Can you see it right there? Say, right there. Over two, no, say the Speaker shall have neither original or nor casting vote. Over where or say the Speaker shall have neither an original nor a casting vote, and where upon any question before Parliament, the votes are equally divided, the motion shall be lost. So in this case, Osha a 1992 Constitution and a 1979 Constitution, there is a difference, but there is no problem with that. Obviously, Ghana, your law sitting about back to studio. Now, me assure say what to say, you say 1981. At that time, now a Dr. Hila Liman, about Facebook unkola no munim Dr. Hila Liman. It's projected Dr. Hila Liman or a TV no sona omo Facebook ni Twitter and kolano. They don't know Dr. Hila Liman. This is Dr. Hila Liman. Dr. Hila Liman was the president of Ghana from 1979. Ebesi 1981. Now, I think he was the third elected head of state. Is that correct? Ofa Kwame Nkrumah. Na we Kufuado Papa Edu Kufuado ni buzi free wa. Na ono an the third constitutionally elected president of Ghana. De momun ofa nkrofo a omodi military coups ba ya. General Kwesi Amankwa Faka ho, General Ankra ka ho, then Ignatius Kutua Champon, JJ Rawlings before Hila Liman. So 1981, Hila Liman was the president of Ghana. Na the minister of finance, your friend, Professor George Bene, back to the studio. Professor George Bene. Now what I'm saying is that I'm bringing you back from history. Me do free as a people. Me do baby ayadri. Me say the SCNA Ghana Parliament where we've thrown away a budget. Ebia pay in 1981. 30th of June 1981. Professor George Benano, a finance minister of the Republic of Ghana, under Dr. Hila Liman, at the budget for 1981 and 82 core Parliament. 1981-82 budget or the core Parliament, 30th June 1981. Now this is what happened. Dr. Hila Liman at that time, no one IMF, dinkita it's IMF the conditionalities, tiye, your leadership. And you leaders and people who just go about without any inspiration. They don't care about their people. Now Dr. Hila the man IMF within Kitahon by 1981 say Omumra meboyan so ya cinema ye economy ni nyede enkonanim tie IMF the conditionalities be by said Dr. Hila Liman should meet the conditionalities. Osi there be me manfo ho be kire wo mutie ha ye tie ha na nyam say tie Dr. Hila Liman said there be me manfo ho be kire wo eti nyoma ni bi wo ho you guys should calm down on it. Eti me I am going to make proposal. Now utie proposal as Dr. Hila Liman make here the budget statement for 81-82. Na still no Ghana for eto chine ya. Clearly it shows us your budget papa bi kura ya to atwene pen na budget fu ente say ya to twene so what now tie Dr. Hila Liman say minimum wage at that time before so de be call parliament no na ye 4 Ghana cedi by 81. Dr. Hila Liman say Ghana for ho kire wo mododo etu o propose not 4 Ghana cedi but 12 Ghana cedi as minimum wage etu we adwuma na benya 12 Ghana cedi as at that time. And they say 12 pesos. Is that correct? Is that correct? No, it should be 120 pesos. 1 cedi 20 pesos. That is correct. 1 cedi 20 pesos. As at then, 1981. A minimum wage every 4 cedi. At the core 12 cedi. TMC budget papa be cry to 20 pay. Then your budget for the man for follow her. Dr. Hila Liman at that time say tax exempt income to be raised from a year 2,000 to 3,000. Now a year sika yebeji tax also yebe exempt no a from 2,000 to 3,000. Still our person man for no how mo it will equal. Me say budget papa be cry ya to atwene pen. na nya budget fun say budget fun a sabio e-levy ewomu obi a ho be kire ye to twena and so what. Dr. Hilary Man as at that time Facebook unkola no munim hwe you guys should small brains you follow MPP anyhow small brains amemo fun tantan way you are following it defending it. Dr. Hilary Man at that time was say top tax reduced from 65% to 60%. Budget papa and no ya to atwene na nya budget funwe. So all the conditions Dr. Hilleman proposed was going to help the Ghanaian people be okay, but still no ya to twene ye. Now Dr. Hilleman say sorry, persons earning 4,800 per annum tienio senka ye ne ya ene se wo earn not more than 4,800. Dr. Hilleman say yen tax ohwe. Akufo adokwa nso de o say wo nya 4,000 ekwa ma me akosu abinu wa wanya adwuma me sene ne kakra no oba ko taxi no. Dr. Hilary Man say wono no say wo ye adwuma na say you don't earn above 4,800 yen taxi. This is 1981-82 budget. Ye to twene ye budget papa bi ya to atwene budget fun say ye to twene so what. Now owie no say 4,800 per annum to pay a year tax of 84 cedis per annum instead of 244 Ghana cedi. So originally, not to 4,800. Oh yeah, above that, you pay 244 cedis. But Dr. Hilary said what is about 84. They say budget papa bi ya twachene anya budget fun say. Now let's move on. Dr. Hilary said, "Oh, any 6,000 and above. What 6,000 and above. You bet you 225 cedis." Instead of the already 503 Ghana cedis. So, and they, anka wo ni 6,000, Dr. Hilary Man say, obejo a year tax of 225 Ghana cedi instead of 503. And now Kufuor say, oh, 6,000, oh, and yeah, whether why and you be na diche when you be na diche also obejo tax. And 6,000, no see a calculation, ubetua even more than 503 no so. So obviously budget papa bi ya to atwene pen. Na budget fun say. Now let's move. 8,000 Ghana cedi. Dr. Hilary Man at that time said, "Na yes enko 40,183." But ne man for ho chire omododo. So instead of 1,183 cedis, people were supposed to pay 760 cedis. So obviously, now odwene man for no or titanium so. The same budget now Professor George Benedict Koyeno. Na who earn 12,000 Ghana cedi. Sorry, at that time it wasn't Ghana cedi, but I'm only saying Ghana cedi because it's current. So, who earned 12,000 cedis, sir? Now, ubetuya a year 2,425 instead of a year 3,268. So, obviously, Dr. Hilary Man, who are going to mount for Dr. Hilary Man to Subio, I think we don't really speak about him. But you do free a year wachi. Near do bedru baby away. No sua dia akwanim. Facebook onkola, social media onkola. You don't read nothing, you don't learn. And se muhunu nkwa na mudie. Now we are going to teach you here. Ahaya bechirotia ana nyansa wo. Dr. Hilary Man we say married persons on annual income not exceeding 6,000 cedis with 2 or more school-going children were given tax relief to the tune of 600 cedis per annum. Sorry. Now, Dr. Hilary Man say, Oma ware, wamu won kola mienu anamiensa eko school. Now, omo any a year, not more than 6,000. No. Obema omo tax exemption of about 600 Ghana cedi. So obviously, this was a good budget. Obviously, this was a budget of the people. This was a budget that thinks about the people. Not a budget obinya juma or semi kotu to bottom budget. Ya to and so on. Now, this is what happened. Omuye debates in Parliament. Yeah, the budget kotua. There are several debates that goes on in Parliament. So, mind you, omu the budget ne kotua a year by 30th of June, and there was debates going on back and forth. 22nd of July, and I'm telling you, 22nd of July. Niya Fred Papa bi Mr. Kwakuba na ono na ye member of parliament for Eye Nkoko by 1981. Member of parliament for Nkoko 1981. Member of parliament for Nkoko 1981 as part of the argument. The Eye Nioma bi call parliament. Say what they kochire say Ghana nwachire no. or the okay, that's fine. That's why I want say. Or see Kobe, a boy, the 2 city Kobe, that was the time Parliament was very active. That was the time Parliament was attractive. And yeah, Parliament here, Yencheni Parliament. I say, I don't know. Yeah, and then Yencheni Haruna Drusu Parliament. Yeah, Ghana for your 137 over 137. That clearly tells you that the then Parliament was more active than today. And I'm going to show you, sir, during Dr. Hillary Liman time, the minority, and the two majority budget to it's clearly the same situation here. I'll show you what happened. So, 22nd of July 1981, Mr. Kwakuba, member of Parliament for Nkoko, Eddie Kobe, or the Omu, or the Pano Ketuabi Ekoye, or the Bordia, or the Fantikenke, or the Koye, or the Kwachere of Parliament, and Yama Wait Ghana for Wachiromo, it's Yamon Tunchine. Mind you, Kwakuba was an independent candidate, but Sabio now offering Popular Front Party, PFP, Popular Front Party, Victor Usu, Merweba, Namachera, vote, Hillary Manya, Victor Usu Nyaye, and the Mateme Hofono, Paulin and Crawford Nyaye. So what Mateme today I will explain it to you. Mateme. Now let's move on. Kwakuba at that time, now on a Ousua Champion, on MP for Brekum. Ni asaki wo mafri PFP mu eti they were in parliament as more or less independent candidate because omo challenge say Victor Usu free Santiago na no Santiago na this year omo man the president ana yeyi omo free PFP mu. I will come there today. I will give you history of Ghana, bring you to the current situation and prefer solutions. Now, Mr. Kwakuba presented 9 items, which I've told you already. Eventually, Mr. Kwakuba became national vice chairman of the NDC in the 4th Republic. Obviously, he came from PFP, which is a mother party of MPP. PFP muna MPP free by. So Kwakuba free PFP mu obeya independent. Eventually, he became a vice chairman for the NDC in 1992. Yeah, moving forward. Now, members of parliament are now on debate on that day, 22nd of July. Tieye. Now, PNP, which is People's National Party, which Dr. Hillary Liman Edianimono. Now, was 71 members of parliament. Now, our family project, results for 1979 election. So 1979 election, Sir Osha Haseya, over here Dr. Hillary Maninya, 631,559. Victor Ousu Efra Santiago na, ono na ne PFP, Popular Front Party enim. At that time, Popular Front Party, Moshe William Oforiata or Shehonwa, na oka Popular Front Party no ho, ana omote womo. At that time, Papa your say, Adubuahe, Gabendeshi Adubuahe. Now, one can see so when you see a man Afrifa, almost all Victor Usu ni president da. And until Omonamwa, Wamukwate, a United National Convention. Now, Wamukofa, Pauli, and SCS, Wada, Wamukofa, Pauli Baye, now Omoden Baye, So now look at what happened. 1979 elections, you know. Oka, Pauli voter, Onyaye, and Victor Usu dia Onyaye Bomwa. It is about 800,000 plus. So obviously, Sir Pauli and Tenehua and Victor Usu and a very elections, you know, about president. But Mateme ho for no te or mu free Popular Front Party mu ekwate ye no e ma kwan ma Dr. Hillary Liman etimi famu with 631,000 votes. Can you see it there? Can you see it? Obviously. So uti Mateme ho this is Mateme ho for no. Achem for ne de tia ne from Mateme ho no. Omo na so omo Victor Usu anya president. Victor Usu Rekubrobe Tarzan ne wofa. Rekubrobe ne wofa. That is why clearly Rekubrobe does not like Akufo-Addo that much. That is where the history comes from. So MPP omo di omo wa bro 1979. Omo ye two bourgeois class. These people, they are not serious. And now they are showing the same signs. So omo ye serious. Let's move on. So Victor Usu moved away. Now over here Ibrahim Mahama, but Ibrahim Mahama way. Social Democratic, there was a third force party. RP Bafo, Professor RP Bafo, now Dr. RP Bafo, now Vice Chancellor, the University Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Professor R.P. Bafo, right? Vice Chancellor, Ono standing as independent candidate. Kwame Nyante was there. Mark Diamond Adi, Imoru, Ayana, independent candidate. So these are the vote. Now, out of 144 seats, Abadi projected the other one. Now you share the number of seats are not every party ewo. So Dr. Hilary Liman in 1979, now was 71 seats in Parliament. So he was carrying the majority. Again, Popular Front Party, which was PFP, which Victor Usu was the candidate, Omunya 42 seats out of 140 seats in Parliament. You have to know your history. Because Marcus Garvey said, a person without a knowledge of his history is like a bird flying without a tree to stand on. Eventually, you will get tired and fall. So we will learn our history and we will come back. So PFP had 42 seats. United National Convention had 13 seats. But Medical Culture said UNC a breaking away from PFP, right? So still they had a minority. Let's move to Parliament. The day of the debate, 22nd of July 1981, enipa no omuwa Parliament no. Na 54 people were on the minority side. Tienye. So as omoko so aye debate no, Professor George Bene ode na yine to omu debate no. There was an MP from Bantama, the then MP for Bantama, which is Mr. Kwabena Ade-Mensah. The then MP for Bantama 1981, Mr. Kwabena Ade-Mensah, quick, that time no minority, or a PFP, Popular Front Party people, which we say MPP today. So he was part of the minority, and were quick, and were county nipa or more a parliament war. Tiedienti aye to aye Hilary man the budget na etotwene. Mr. Kwabena Ade-Mensah quickly counted all the members of Parliament that day. And who say omuye debate no. Majority side no, which they had 71 seats. Bebre asori enenam. Etiaka 51 people in Parliament. Tienio, tieheye, ahana nyansa utie. Anaka minority side no 54. The day of the debate in Parliament. Now quickly, he moved and said something to the then majority leader. Majority leader, and he did say, he did the Dr. Jones Ofori Atta. When I mention Jones Ofori Atta, does it ring a bell to you? Jones Ofori Atta, does it ring a bell? Medical Bo William Ofori Atta Bako. Mabebo Dr. Jones Ofori Atta, does it ring a bell to you? Who comes to mind? One about to mind. Finance Minister. Good. Now you remember Dr. Jones Ofori Atta at that time, or no na ye finance minister, current finance minister, ne papa. Here history has repeated itself. Jones Ofori Atta at that time was majority leader of Parliament, minority leader, because I'm not minority in Parliament. Ofori Atta papa, Dr. Jones Ofori Atta. Now, Bantama MP 1981, quickly, Ekoka Bibi Gunasum. Yokoka Gunasum was that I think currently we have members more than the majority side. So this is what Ofori Atta's father did. Ofori Atta's father quickly asked the Speaker of Parliament, said, Opese will amend a motion. Now by the standing orders of Parliament, Obi amending motion or moving motion. Now says Parliament decided by voting. You close all the parliamentary doors without anybody entering or going out. TNA. So quickly, Dr. Ofori Atta asked to amend a motion. Motion now amended and say, or say a budget now there are certain aspects of the budget which needs to be changed. And for that matter, they needed to vote on it. Just like it happened in Parliament when they had to vote TNA. Now the clerks of Parliament 81 quickly all the Parliament doors in him. Majority side na so no money hono. This is what happened. But by standing orders, then they went ahead to vote. By popular voice, head count. Head count, na minority side, it was 54. na majority side nipa 51 per ana etianimu. Now surprisingly majority leader at that time near friend Mr. Fitty. Mr. Fitty, I can say fine. The Omaye ni no ma abandon budgeter on objective, they will accept it. Leadership. And you say chairman Sabosu dia tantan ya budget for tantan we ya to atwene o say chairman Sabosu ne nkrofo say omo anante. I am showing you leadership. I'm showing you leadership. 1981 ya to Dr. Hilali man budget to 20 year. Now more than 20 MPs from PNP, which is People's National Party, now they were not in parliament. Somebody will ask, as a crucial decision like that on that day, how come say about 20 or more? So it turns out say now as almost sheda and almost board Dr. Hilali man abro. And I'll bring you to the reason they gave. Abranaaso sheda ASR. And clearly this is what they did to us recently. Almost the agony diagro aya majority for no ya working out when they knew say they didn't have numbers. Majority that day, you can see here by head count and divisional. They were 135 instead of 137 because now Adwa Safo anyhow. And there was another MP who was not there. That is why they walked out. So listen, Suyadia, the parliament, and they are playing with our minds. Now the second time, yes, a minority for no so called normal tenase. Now you have 137 to 137 without Joe Wise a vote, you know. Minority side, you know, fully led by Haruna Idrusu. One cannot correct. I think minority, you need to get rid of him. Young Kotia Haruna Idrusu, Obi Busan a question say, Haruna Idrusu, I then one parliament because more call that day no MPP force or mato a yamu decision actually. Anka Joe say in as much as he says he is part of the quorum, he does not have a vote because 1042. Ekache said the speaker at that time does not have original vote or cast of any vote. So Joe Seusu couldn't vote. Okay? So minority decided on Meko Parliament that day. Let's watch what Haruna Idrusu, Eka journalist be. You're going to go to Haruna Idrusu.
For your absence, you are 137. If you were present, what that meant was that when the question was put, we would have had no 137 to counter the yes 137.
We don't intend to respond to that. What we do know is that...
Hey. Bra. If we are so be can to be a when dimina. Ya busa clear question. Say we are 137. Ghana for na aye madom. Ani ama 137. Ani ama MPP 137. Ana formena for ama ye independent candidate one. Who said say formena for nimu nyansa. Say omoto abama na as independent. It will not the obaba join MPP. But in any case, say Joe say we so free na konya nimu. Eko tenasoro as the Speaker of Parliament. Only vote to be a MPP will have 136. Say independent candidate in Kwakasa or the it will make them 137. And the NDC side would have had 137. And in this case, Constitution actually said where the votes on any motion are equal, it shall be taken to be a loss. It is a moving motion, say, and now you see what Parliament, you know, you better to my name, I can't be before votes here 137. NDC for votes at that time would have been 137. So obviously, the decision they took on Friday would have still stand. But Haruna Idrusu, our minority leader, or decided to uncle Parliament. As to why, we don't know. And a journalist will say, Haruna Idrusu, I then one for 137 uncle Parliament. Said the Bayer MPP. At that time, they want to decide anything. Speaker Niho, Joe say Usu Teho, so more 136 plus a year, the independent candidate 137. Monsu 137 more. It will be 137, and the motion will be lost. Haruna Idrusu, any good a yibi amaniente Haruna Idrusu bill.
What we do know is that they say we should respect Constitution, and that we're 137.
For your absence, you are 137. If you were present, what that meant was that when the question was put, we would have had no 137 to counter the yes 137.
We don't intend to respond to that. What we do know is that they say we...
Hold on. You don't intend to respond to what? You have to respond. This is a critical situation. You are supposed to save the Ghanaian people. That is why Ghanaian people gave you that numbers. 1981. This is what the minority used to throw away budget. But who say you don't intend responding to? How you do so? You've disappointed the Ghanaian people. We gave you 137 for a reason. We wanted you to be able to decide on matters like this for us in the interest of Ghana. But listen to what you are saying. You don't intend to respond to what. So how you do so did not go to Parliament that day with his MPs. We don't know why. Now how you do so? Eko Jina a forum be about 2 or 3 days ago. Yan sanko nyenko te how you do so. Ne response. e-levy no a minority force omo nyintum no. Yenko te how you do so asamo kafa e-levy no. Oni amra back. Yenko te.
Now I'm aware that there is ongoing controversy about e-levy, and my caution to government is that don't kill the hen that lays the golden egg. We are aware that the digital economy is doing pretty well. It has facilitated the development of a digital economy, but don't overburden and overtax the telecom entities. We fear for double taxation because we already have communication service tax. And on e-levy, a week ago, I was no, we would accept e-levy. But having listened to officials in government, including the Minister of Finance and Charles Edu.
Hold on. Bra. Having listened to officials in government in the Tuabama and I say Ukrom for the Tuabama se represent Omo. Ukrom for say we don't want it at all. What's it having listened to officials in government? Bonfa chance for YC was having listened to officials in government. So officials in government no omo asem no mo ka kire on to wasum chen ye Ghana for no a ye ka kire mo minority for no say ye sika no say na se bi onyansa kora wo mu ne say me ye tua meka aban atete ne tax obetri nyina wo sa akatua no so kakra na edam aka nso mu no a me dey movie around dey achicha man krofo nya bia di aban still a mesa aba ho na ma ba be tax we nyansa wo mu ne dey what kind of na ye ka say how na do say having listened to officials in government now I will settle for 1%. Hey honorable tie I'm kasam tie ha na nyansa wo tie Ghana for say yempe e-levy no yempe because nyansa nim. Don't go and be telling us and I haven't listened to officials in government and hey you see you people I don't even like to call you honorable. Mr. Harry Nadusu, stop it. When you say rough no mo de Ghana for aguni di agro instead of say mo back di no kura ma Ghana for na ma fighting the interest of Ghana. Yeah won chen ni bia mo bo say tama ya wo also ameno you do Saturday I won't change football. Come on, stop it. Come on. Hey. We are so rough now we no. You see and pay e-levy. Cause budget papa me read it wo Dr. Hillary man budget by 81 kwa yeto twene. Na nya budget fun tantaya budget ebe man krofo nwa kire omo. Yeto budget we twena. Now let me tell you where leadership is. Na me fancy and Ivan Innocent Chewofia. Sanso na Bernard Odro Techi BOT so ha. Mr. Edgar 1 2 3 Egaredu is in the house. Quick one. Dr. Hillary man as a leader, you're rejecting the budget. Why are you for you? I say okay, I've accepted. It clearly shows that the Ghanaian people are expressing concern. So may the budget come back. Now let's come back to the drawing board. Offer a minority for, a majority for. So let's go back to the drawing board and do. But more kono, these were the words of Dr. Hillary man. But more kono, bear in mind they say, yene IMF for conditionality CB. It is a more and this is what leadership should be. Clearly, you can tell, say, Nyasebio, NDC for Nkwana, come say, say, e-levy yempe. This is not NDC matter. The whole Ghanaian people are saying we don't want it. So, Sakufadu, your leader, to say, Dr. Hillary Mana. The best he would have said is, okay, I've listened to the concerns of the Ghanaians. Minority and majority come together. Let's find a solution to this. But this is not a Akufo-Addo. Akufo-Addo very intolerant. He goes ahead and says, now, listen, be a leader. Hillary Man was a leader. Akufo-Addo is not. He is becoming too autocratic. Abranaaso on Tvxyz. Very intolerant leadership from Akufo-Addo. The Facebook babies, WhatsApp babies, small brains. More kete. Yes, mun follow party. Timu follow party. Mun yusu agene no. Again ketwa party. Nkrofo di diguma council. Na mutu me Godfather 50 Ghana. You have small brains. What you need sha? Tibon koso for no money. You have to start thinking. When you think, you will know, say, you Akufo-Addo e-levy no, and yan this if one kwan betia. Oh, Mamutiwe, Ofa Fawasa Masamai, Ofa yes, Obama, Ofa ye Farouk Tema, Munikapre. Muni one person atengo muni be you are aware, me am aware. I know you guys. You don't have anything. And so most supporting Kwasi Asem simply because your party in a deba. You guys should be very truthful to yourself. See, small brains, you have to use the brains. Madam XYZ, Abranaaso, Medina sign. I still remain the fighter of our time, the one that.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Good papa. Ganabam, if your what your waist, all your body, you make bazaar. Thank you so much. Thank you. Me ba cho mama Ganabam on me. Kese ni mi no keto ana ni ensa. Se me hona manyina tutsume me waist me chi me bebia me ko so dwani na me yasa. I feel good. What the hell then? Ganabam! To wait till you're from doctor no. Where you there? What massage man? 20 cedi. Let's Tabako. Ganabam! Yan to Emma to her. FS Tabako. FN Chubi 20 cedis. Hey! We need doctor. Nemo, say Ganabam come. Sound two. So if you have Ganabam, you can resist.
If I cry na menyisika, edia ye mefui.
Ehin fa na menya bosia, edia tre medwuma yimu.
Ka you cry mabre, me busia ato taxi fufu. Suhum Rural Bank.
Suhum Rural Bank.
Yemamwa kwa baba Suhum Rural Bank. Ye won hyehyɛ ahodo bi te sɛ dwadifo abosia, ekoko bosia, susu account. And it so wɔ hɔ savings account. Me bada chain savings account. And the keka ho. Suhum Rural Bank was 03422918696. Na won so wetumi aka sɛ
Suhum Rural Bank. Ama ene mayeka owner.
Suhum Rural Bank. Enti me pa minie.
Suhum Rural Bank, growing our heritage.
We are one man short. Should we invite him?
Yeah.
It be old cargo.
Can I join you guys?
Yeah. Always free, fresh, natural, eggs, mineral, water.
Still got it. Always keep hydrated naturally. That's my secret.
Manufactured with the primary aim of preserving nature's finest minerals necessary for a healthy mind and body. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural.
Welcome to Auto Check Vehicle Diagnostic and Licensing Center.
I hear my car can be checked here without going to so many hour crap.
Sure.
That's the social Abranaaso on Tvxyz. Midi Ensign Intimacy Ayo Katechi Afrifa Mensa, the youth president of the Republic. And many Ora Edgar Redua on insurance practitioner and an analyst Komofia. Sansona Bernard Odo Techi, regional coordinator, the AK West Africa Youth Entrepreneurship. Ivan Che Innocent, a political analyst and a social commentator. And Good. Yeah, started very quickly. I have made pronouncement on and your topic for the day, we are touching on democracy in crisis, obviously back and forth, parliament ways, so rejected ways, some approve. You better discuss, But before that, the seemingly intolerance of government towards journalism in this country, where they are free, my starting free BOT. So you touch on the Captain Smart arrest, quickly. They tell me touch it on, and they said, look, you see, Martin Umuela once said something. He said that they once came for the Jews. I did not speak because I was not a Jew. They once came for the trade unionists. I did not speak because I was not. Then they came for me and there was nobody to speak for me. So obviously when people are abusing power left, right, center, we need to discuss it. So on the Captain Smart issue very quickly.
Kwa mame mfanchi ama wa shefo ne wetiefo nyina.
Wetiefo.
Na Senator William Ofurata in 1948 okan sembi. Or say I regard it as pitiless for any nation that had no regard for its foundation. The foundation of Ghana is freedom and justice.
Okay.
Yena nanoma omdi omokra omunkomu sunsun omukoko sika odi omashada so nyina konje Ghana man and say there will be a day I mean will be matna opening a kanyadwen. But that foundation is being broken. For me, one will say yaso peso hu oyiremo abomahwe wase. Nti nanado abro ba be pa akonwa no be ka se obe use Anas principle. But from the very day nanado tena akonwa no so no, anybody who fight the wrong in his government, he fight him back. And he fight him back in a very disastrous manner. First, young for obi to say dom level. So oka Ghana bako sema, Auditor General Ananko Peso protected the public purse by dom level. Yamane ko proceed on retirement kete. Meanwhile, the board chairman of Auditor General we no audit board service no or no ko 80 years otiho. And now you can say senior minister or Safuma for your free, you collapsing the ministry na ko share president ko to dream or ko 80 years. So you see, akwa you choose and pick. Enti mampani no de be siu tu no na wa choose no de aye adwuma. But one will say no, where is Anas? Anas principle that a boy who the rule say mimi bedi akunwa. Wo principle na ye name shame and jail me de be adwuma no. And where is Anas? Shared up plan is say nwu Anas hu fi. And they succeeded in doing that. And I'm hoping say na no me kan wo me platform bi am wo so Mandela Washington Federation of Ghana say Obekaya, a JDM Pennsylvania occupy Ghana. And to for Ghana, baby, are no more occupy. They were occupying parliament, judiciary on the street. Nanado by the Sakunyana gu. And now Beheno, ebimu ya board chairperson, board members, ebimu ya lawyers, or many contractor kesiye. And me catch there the founder of Occupy Ghana say, me train to say MPP about we co-position. No, you're not going to Ghana or Occupy Ghana will show him where he has to occupy. Because the founder of Occupy Ghana. I am here. Your friend at demand something. We are on the executive director for PMC, Precious Mineral Marketing Company. That is lawyer, right? Yes. Exactly. I told him point blank on your group page, so say, Abraham Matiaseno, he was occupying Flagstaff House. He was occupying Parliament of Ghana. Nanado ba ye occupy Ghana na egu. Ono na ye kasano. Your man appointment as executive director of PMMC. Ubeye nyina na wa ye. And I told him say NDC ba power. Na se even JDM anya ommo no hu musuo se Ghana no omra no omba occupy e be kire baby oba occupy akwa se Ghana se tribe ni bi bedi man so a oyetani we ya nwunani we di man so enye you see akwa se nyanya nche de ne bodwe okoto de onko. That is the order of the day. Captain Smart is say be no kan ya bro so woko all over Africa might be a coup d'etat intolerant of the president. Sierra Leone, Guinea-Bissau, Burkina Faso, Mali, and even Ghana and Kasangasa. Among would be able to president, or your family and friends, profligate expenditure, or your intolerant, it builds a momentum in the grassroots. Ghana dien yehu, and no Parnasa Manasa Zuri, Obi or share that the Ford Bessia Benti, Mahama co-opposition. Also, a called Ford bribe, which is even less than even half of $1 million Ghana cedis. $1 million a day. Ford is like 50,000. Exactly. And not to me the Mahama co-opposition. But under Nanado no, So we corruption Asia and then manas maybe a manas Ghana ko South Africa. I'm for the top plane ticket man. So you see, also we are constitutional lawyer. And so far Ghana a constitution where you can the preamble on the idea. It's about the people of Ghana. We the people, it's about the freedom and justice. Come so chapter 6 of the constitution, directive principle of state policy. And no chairman fat me was a dibu mine. And no can article 21 of the constitution. Fundamental human right to speech is guaranteed in the constitution. Some know hey, so we are born here or semeka, we are papa or semeka. But under another no, so evil shut up. So we are continue to makaso you fufu. And we can't keep being like that. And it's a Captain Smart here the show. And all case you see Ghana Armed Forces. Abrana MP4 to Obama speaker and Nkoye Nubo Raho. Na say federal speaker of parliament so here near more. Now be so be imposter of parliament. I don't want to ko. So you see akwa say and you see the BNI, the military, the police no, they should tread cautiously. Me I am kasa said the nantwie ni bi anka ne to nka konfo nsem. Nantwie said the Nidria and Canada to become then one day you become so and Kwasa Hinibinyao. And he said, yeah, these military men, BNI for no more, everybody is watching them. And a certain leadership will come out. Baby, I want you not remain there. Because under Mahamano, they're not yet chief of defense staff and no until Hobu. Director of BNI no until and you see, people are going to make sure, say, Diaba Adrian and Neno, and Beswaba. Medema no si media me kwa bibi kakra bia for intolerance no one for heritage Jews ho me umma obama na nko. Yeah, remember we will discuss that as a democracy in crisis. Now, captain issue ne by and a lot of media practitioners are quiet. Akwa say Ghana na sa asem to obi na bi ma mi oma no. Let me media na ye wo mumiensa. Okay. Ye wo journalism 101 for mo wa ko suku a mo na keka mbrofo no. Right. Sa city na joy for na ne omono ye nuanom and ye wo coffee shop mafias no so senior journalist for no and ye efura kura se ba ye no ye ni kamafo right me captain smart kwam na bobi ansa so omde ye bobi ansa obi anka bi omde ye captain afa ye kobo kwa ayi kalib kuda wo ayi bia na mo se ye mera meka bi na me ne kalib kuda ye say now you see on say ye so koto sabo to nua so a sorry so en kan tra bo no sorry so de ba wo so. What I'm saying today is say Captain Smart ni anka ebeba free faso ebeko bobi so but we have to speak truth to power. But that's it. Nanado must set up. But that's it. Ivan, quick one. Waiting for you.
All times. Easy, but they say what happened to Captain Smart, you know? So opinion the discussion on Captain Smart alone narrow the scope of this particular discussion. As a Captain Smart and the order of the day, you see, there is this deliberate policy on the part of the government, and what they are trying to do is within the media, either they buy you or they attack you. And then they will come after you with this tertiary act air coso. I'm for say a culture of intolerance. Me a culture of intolerance, a culture of tertiary and a coso. They will come after you. And they will do everything to insert fear in you. Sabaya, to be anchor.
Everybody has no voice for Lunti. Much of the voice.
Oh, okay. Sabaya, to me, and that is what is going on. So, Babia, Yejina, I've always maintained, say, Ghana, we are youth now to announce we are future leader. You're only deceiving yourself because there can never be future for you when today is being mortgaged by people. They are selling today. People are just destroying your today. So, if I know that particular future, is the reason why we must be empowered to speak truth to power. Sabaya, you bet me liberty today. Sabaya, you who said there is light at the end of the tunnel, so that particular future no will be there. But who say yes, there is future. But in a space I was a CIA. So what is going on quite recently, not just Captain Smart, the media now, those they cannot buy, you know, they are going after every one of them. He made mention of Anas. Anas was a hero proud to the coming of President Akufo-Addo. At the international stage, Yaman Award, he was being recognized. Even there are other leaders of Mamba recognizing Anas. Today, the now Akufo-Addo by Anas acquire investigation. Yes, Anas, you know, and then he has been bastardized. He has been insulted. All forms of unholy allegation has been castigated against him to the extent that he was even threatened live on TV by members of a member of parliament. the announce phenomenon, announce everything has now been rendered useless, announce is now out of the way. Then other media persona or Mufri say everything is wrong with this particular Nema air cost, one after the other. You Manasseh Azure, look at what happened to him, and there are several of his kind. They are intimidate you or more. I will soon say a marvel and cry there, and they are very, very, very way. So I think that and yet an isolated case that they are going after Captain Smart. It is a phenomenon, a widespread phenomenon. It's a deliberate policy that has been adopted by this particular government. The media, no, you ever talk omunina. Now, more intimate to omunina, then we will go after them, and that is what is going on. I think that we are losing grips on this particular country. But like he said, he was only making a caution statement about what is likely to evolve. So you take care of your present situation because look at what is going on. And now the cries and the wailings of Ghanaians all over. Obia complaining. So as a government, so one address these issues. So what is going to happen? Because Middle East are now all kind of friends. So all had the Arab Spring that started here. It didn't just started in 2010 though. After global recession is year 2008, and it started free, and no for a demonstration. And as for the government then, your friend is Tunisia, Ben Ali. He was very happy moving around the country, also not practicing family and friend in this in an impunity fashion, just like Akufo-Addo is doing here. Neyere trip as for to talk to chain as for them. A trigger who they see here. So it was a cautious statement that yes, someone to me addressing the situation in Ghana for a casa. Now we are just over after Obia and you'll be a coward. What that is what they don't know. And you'll be a coward, and you can never intimidate. Intimidate a lot of people, but you cannot intimidate all. That is what they should be very, very, very cautious of. Then this particular way, the fact is that they should admit. So Ghanaians will continue to speak against what is going on as long as it says the ACTA. Now, some person young move and they should admit something is wrong. And I am fix it. Now, this status we are now, and then back to the military, police, IGP, and as for them. I think that honestly, but he should be very, very, very careful because yes, because I born a bus with a kind of leadership or the about the police. But I think that where he's going, it's like he's so much fascinated about the kind of a man for everybody doing about some kind of a celebrity IGP and now to pictures way. And if you look at some of the arrests they did, the last time I was talking about, you see a Kwachi Susu. I was sorry them. That was the most stupid move in my life. For want of a better word. No better word. You don't go to a church to arrest somebody abroad. That particular person at that particular moment and pursue any national security threat. And I'm free to in a church is a sanctuary. People go there to seek absolution. People go to church because they are heartbroken. And when I would the policemen the soldier for a day to Okwakochinipa. You do that? The police said there was no policeman in uniform and soldiers there. So but people went there with guns and guns and other way. So you cannot do some of these things. Obasa, you are just widening this state of fear. We insert it in a man for and look at what is going on. Yes, man said Kokoya. You see, the problem I want that particular authority and executive exercise over various security agencies, So you have whoever becomes IGP, you are pinned to the apron strings of power. And the Ombakasa Yana. And look at this, some of the national security guys is quite fast. You recruit more while winning, and you put premium on muscles instead of brain. And yes, as a man for the 2 shares or Musamunam, and some Munam no moody. At the end of the day, it is the future of this particular country, and no put you on a slopey way. That is Slepoa. Yenina Obia Hombaka. Let us say we are buying innocent Che. Social commentator and a political analyst. Yane ora egaredu. Senior, Abranaaso.
Yo, mamicha. In some dear, Mekan say, Obiani opinion on how he sees things, and then the views are be expressive. Right. But anyway, be honoma. I was who say, yeah, well, you because a nip so. Any whatever it is like. Issue are Murezi. Captain Smart made certain pronouncements. Okay. pronouncements are all kind. No, they say he is not calling for a coup d'etat, but he's calling for an uprising.
He supports an uprising.
He supports an uprising.
The words were, I support an uprising.
Now, in practice, what is the difference between an uprising and a coup d'etat? At least, I don't know where you were in 79. But in 79, I was very active. And it happened just around my area.
The beard shows it.
So I know exactly what it is.
But there's a difference between uprising and coup d'etat.
It is how you want to. I said, Obika, there was a difference between revolution, coup, and coup d'etat, uprising. What's the difference? It's all about military usurpation of power. That's all. So whichever term you want to use, the bottom line is that the military has taken over the reins of government. Right? That is what it is. Now, if you should make statements, talking about the fact to say what happened on the early hours of the 7th of January, which we still have not gotten a full report on that. I've always asked this question. It is something that nobody should encourage. You don't have to encourage that position of military guys going to parliament. It's a big black spot in our democracy, and it should never happen again. No one should encourage it. If someone is alleged to have been impersonated, or somebody is impersonating, or whatever it is like, I understand it. One or two people are the petition to their friends in parliament to investigate the matter. The NDC on the other side also says they are employing all technology to show that the one who sat in the chair is not Adwasafo. Let's give them that opportunity. You don't say, I didn't call her on the 7th of January. Where dear man call her. It's not a good sign. We don't run the country like that.
But that is his opinion. Whether morally you don't agree.
No, it is not.
Does it breach the Constitution?
Exactly. It breaches,
which part of the Constitution does it breach?
Nobody is allowed in the chamber of Parliament unless you are a member of Parliament or have been invited to Parliament. If the Speaker has not invited you to the Chamber of Parliament, no one dares walk in there.
So in this case, Omo instructed the military men to go
that
there.
Is why I said, that is why I said, we are still waiting for that report, and I think it's long overdue, almost 1 year. But then for Captain Smart, make his statement and say, I didn't call her. Now when somebody impersonated the man call her. And that's the point I'm calling on. That is a wrong statement to make because they have no business there. Just like some of us who have no business at Burma camp. Right? At certain places of Burma camp, you need permission to go there. Without permission from the minister or the CDS or whoever, you cannot walk in there. Those places are isolated areas.
Security
you need to get permission to be there. So let's get some of these things in the right context. Then we proceed. But if we seem to have a certain, maybe a position, and therefore we think it's been done this way. No. Now, one of the things that I also find very uncomfortable, and it's let's give credibility to people who are in office.
Okay.
The fact that the IGP goes and arrests somebody, you don't say it is because of government. Government nakatens on arresting the panel. The man has a job. He's the head of security. He has a duty, number one duty, to protect everybody, maintain law and order. You don't need to wait for the cat to come out of the bag. My problem name, but that is why they do sensing, okay? Intelligence, say. The fact that we have freedom does not give one the license to say anything he wants. Why do we have libel? Why do we have defamation? There was sedition, there was criminal until Kufuor time when we releasing
criminal libel,
the criminal libel on the free honor. But then, just as someone says, even in Parliament, Parliament has the contempt. That is why they are able to drag some people there for contempt, because they spoke in a way that was undeserving of parliamentarians.
So in this
that
case,
is why
yes. Which part of our law does it breach? Because
it is not. You see, wait a minute.
Edgar,
Tobo. When the police issued the statement, they stated the very section that is gone against. The police issued a document and said, he is being charged under a particular section. I mean, come on, some of these things, it is not like, say, we are there to support, but let's say, are there no quite sunny? Oh, and I may just say, uprising, say, who be there? May 15th, 1979, right? If you saw what happened, right, when people were they just walked into people's houses and shot them. Okay, that was the uprising.
So now you're only talking out of fear, I guess.
It is not a question of fear. It's not a question of fear. Maybe I am not a violent person. If people support it now, that's
so
their
the letter
problem.
that was written to the Nima Division Police Command today, Thursday, December 2nd, 2021, arrested Blessed Gosbrain Smart, popularly known as Captain Smart, the host of Onia TV morning show in Accra. He was arrested following some unsavory pronouncements that hinge on peace and security. He has been cautioned on the offense of offensive conduct conducive to breaches of the peace as provided under Section 207 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29. He is presently in police. So Act 29, Section 207. Anna Omo Esiwe breaching. So I have the section and I will look for it and read for us to know.
So at least it answers your question. You asked which law HSSC, the police no account to. As to whether that law can be sustained in court or not, no. It is a matter for the court to decide. After all, so many people have been charged under certain sections of the law, and they go to court and then the court throws it away. So let's leave it like that. But the point I'm trying to make is this. We may not be happy with what is happening within the current system. The way governance is going on, we are not happy with it. But that does not call for violence. If the president breaches certain aspects of the law, I think, when I say, how do you call it? I don't know whether this, but then there were a few presidents have been sent to court, okay? For where people thought that they had gone wrong about issues. You let the court decide. The Constitution na yediye ejuma. Constitution yediye ejuma se say no. The year na 28 February 1990, 28 April 1992, yedi ensako si so say ye pen no. Inside that Constitution no, yes say ye mpese se menewu enya wontwenwe kazna ye antiase ni ho a ye ntu blows, ye ntwetwe sekan. The ascend bed, to court. So, who feel say, will be here at the end with boomra and yan so let's just go to court and let the ordinary people in the country live a peaceful life. For me, this is the way I see.
Okay, so this is what the 207 of the Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960, Act 29 says. Or say a person, that is a 207 section, that is section 207. No, subsection 1, is that correct? Subsection 1. Or say, a person who in public place or at a public meeting uses threatening, abusive, or insulting words or behavior with intent to provoke a breach of the peace or by which a breach of the peace is likely to be occasioned, commits a misdemeanor. So this is what that section says.
Can I make a point?
Maybe I should make a point.
Okay. Unim, I'm not sure say we are arguing law here. What I say, you can't governance and as if the trust and the confidence that people have in the institution of governance, that is what matters. Obianka said, "Your first Captain Smart bit me cotton TV, so I could threaten and answer Kuisu West, I threaten Obi." But the fact of the matter is, much worse of such words, you're used to in the media landscape. Quite recently, the former president of this particular country, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Obian threatened on live on TV. So consistently, people have been using similar thing because they belong to a particular side of the political divide, you know, the government is very silent about that. There is a deafening silence.
So it's about selective justice.
Exactly.
Say 2 legs bad, 4 legs good.
Exactly. So definitely, you know, people will be compelled to do their own analysis, view this whole thing from a different perspective. So no. At least several of these things has happened. Why is government quiet about it? Even within the media, there are a lot of amanfua. Quite recently, Yantiana Sewa Bruni.
Point well made.
No. Yantiana Sewa Bruni. No problem.
You see, let me just explain one thing here. The fact that the police administration does not belong to the MPP government.
Okay.
The police administration belongs to the state. It is a creature of the constitution. If the police is failing to do a job, you don't blame Akufo-Addo for it. Hold the IGP responsible. You can even send him to court for failing to do a job.
Is it not the case? So over the years, there has been interference from the executive arm of government in these state institutions.
And that is what I'm saying. So you see, the funny thing is that the law makes provision for all this. If you sit on your rights, and you talk, where do we go? Now, Mr. Uvu said judges no. And you might be because they are not happy about. But not until you bring to court, they cannot pronounce on it. It is a metin Macau. That's a missing taking the other action on now. You give so let's say you have a callous leader who will be an itimusu. Okay? Now also on the obedi. Now the obet na fi no idede. Now, one fa emrakwan anya den, amfa mayan klampuna. You continue to do what he's doing.
Now,
so if the IGP is failing to do his job, you don't blame the government for not doing the right thing. The IGP is taxed like the law. The law is in your hands. So if you fail to do it, now your friends say, Okokoche, everyone say, Akufo-Addo ni pay, and also the denom kafan. What your friends say?
No, actually,
no, but he was arrested.
No, but on your Akufo-Addo ni pay, that is why he was arrested. Is it almost switching? No, they say on your prophet view. Akufo-Addo's current prophet is Aya Kusibuate. Prophet Kusibuate Okumase. It's a current prophet of Akufo-Addo.
You see, one of the things is that the problem we have in this country, where we are today, is the fact that every little thing we have to bring politics in. And that, for me, is not helping us.
But
let's deal with the
okay, I'm reading a member back to this. Just 1 minute. It won't go beyond 1 minute.
Yeah, no one say, my name is Terry. Do you be an on Ghana there?
Oh, Ghana pa.
So Ghana pa not here.
I beg you, please withdraw that. No. I take an exception to that.
No.
I take an exception.
Okay, I withdraw.
Yes, but I withdraw. Don't you ever.
Please.
Except because of you, mother. He's referring. He mentioned. No. Please. Okay. You can make your statement.
No.
What do you mean by maintain Ghana? No. What do you mean by maintain Ghana?
I'm a statement
that I don't support your view.
I've not said that. But you took a position against some of the things we said. We never took offense.
Gentlemen, may I please get out of this, bro? I'm very disappointed. Look, but if this is a
you reference me, I didn't complain. You reference me, did I complain?
Did I say you won't take Ghana?
So let me finish.
Let me finish. Do you understand that language?
I do.
All right, Garedu.
Let me statement.
1 second, can I moderate it?
Who referencing me, man? Complaining. Why am I referencing you? Are complaining? Are you more human than I am?
Hold on. I tell for Mufa chair, but already Garedu. How many weeks where he's going to?
Gentlemen, I said.
Can I
for you to say that Ghana is an insult?
No.
Unless it's unless it's
it's very unfortunate, say, who take your offense, but maybe so
you cannot take offense.
You cannot think for me what I'm about to say.
Saying what you use the word is maintain Ghana, and I'm just saying what's your Santia?
It's also an insult to me.
Don't think for me. I'm thinking for you. What kind of rubbish is that?
Now withdraw. Some person making say. So who read the all Angola? Uprising revolution could Let me read the meaning of uprising to everybody. I read. Meaning of uprising. An act or instance rising up, especially in localized act of popular violence against established government.
Yes. Okay, so
now coup d'etat, maybe coup d'etat, is whereby organized people, beneath from the military or wherever, overthrow a government.
No, you don't even uprising.
Okay, you don't need military.
So in this case, a friend or Captain So, Captain Major, coup d'etat, it is a wenyacho. Now,
yes.
Uprising it becomes
program
is not a coup.
In his own statement, he said uprising and revolution are the same, and it is not true.
No.
And the question I'm a person make cannot say uprising a bit messy will suit, but coup d'etat see with the whole Ghana. And in the year 1979, there was a coup d'etat. 81 there was a coup d'etat. 69 there was a coup d'etat.
1948 there was an uprising. Okay.
And you see me, Obian who are violent to her.
May 15th, what happened?
Obian who are violent to
an uprising.
Can I make my point? Obian who are violent.
Okay.
Say person be a violent. I mean, person be reference Mr. Redu who say, Nana Akufo-Addo president. Otena Peace FM can say. At the time of JDM, your president, you know. So one to two, there will be uprising in Ghana. I'll get to the video.
I have that video.
Okay? And it's a person just to be a violent there. Then the sitting president is more violent than anybody.
I'm reading your messages on Facebook. Alright, Gary Dubenya Butere because senior, I don't know. And BOT. I'm sure we are not fighting. We are only expressing.
He got me wrong.
Normal for somebody to get you wrong. So no offense. I'm sure he hasn't taken offense, and you won't take offense as well. Let's move on. But more yamas my pebble for Canada. Hey, mama, go show me no tea. I say, mama, read the messages in be. Susu Mazuko say he's just papa 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. I say I'm disappointed in Okatechi for Honorable Dr. Amisco, we are disappointed. This okay, allow the young. Okay, Papa. Why is everybody getting angry? Well up, mate for us. Well up. Hello, Okatechi. 3 8. Okay. I think I'm not reading the messages, unfortunately. Yanko WhatsApp ni yanko I say Ebiana WhatsApp diano let's look at it. I say, Master, we know what is going on in all institutions, even in the law court to one for the ankaho. Okay. I say thank you for doing a great job for Madagascar, bro. In fact, during Express the Mama's time, we all saw how this administration was bastardized, insulted, and said all manner of abusive words, yet no one was attacked. Meanwhile, the same people who abused the previous government finds themselves in power doing worse things, yet no one could talk. Okay, for the Ekahon next time. 1 2 3. I say I wish Okateche would stand as independent candidate. I won't stand to be a Mufan Soho. I am Besmark from Western North, Sefi. Manchester, I like the show. MPP will never come to power again. Okay, that is okay. You're moving on. I think I really love this program. I know here rocks and Milan at the buy. Or any biba or say just let the yeah. Come back to the studio. Now for Abraham na so like for you couldn't come. But before that, my main cow say you movie away free. Captain Smart. Move. Now back to Parliament. Issues of hang Parliament, rejected, diaba, do some minority, diaba man say onkonkoye na or Asababa U-turn on it. You may have that conversation. But let me start from Innocent. Only again meaning I will decide on who will go before the other. Before some of guys will be to Parliament, I will be to Ghana. I'm not ready for that. And Innocent permanente.
Yeah, I think Ghana, your democracy over the years, over your journey, yaba, especially under this Fourth Republic, and Makase. Ghana jidin most part because of our democracy no kwan fa so aye no na you can democracy no institutions end up pinning democracy na democracy ejina ho ma can be no institutions shase and the major ones under this current way no ebe the legislature, the executive, and then that of Parliament. So we beneath we have other
that is the judiciary, legislature,
yes, but I think say you hit a crisis level but near me kono ya nhwe ya enema bejinsamu and I am so much disappointed but ya ba bedu CCI So we have executive for the want of a better words, but be now we have some of the executive SSs are also some of the decisions are. There are many Ghanaians who lose hope and confidence in this particular executive setup. We so we have more and then we two and the judiciary area one arm. So I think to certain extent, public confidence in the institution called judiciary are winning considerably. There are a lot of people. Public confidence at Tiako form.
Oh, okay. I winning considerably.
Yes.
Considerably weighed.
Eti ya ti ha de obinimo ha ono bi kura nya asama so de court de nkor be kwa ntwa akobodua. E kire say there are a lot of people omu ni confidence e wo court. What I say, and because I want to TV now has a judge Japonchia, definitely your confidence will win. Now I know be say omo yachi omumponi na de nyanche no so hefa. What I say, then you come back to parliament. So we had the course of parliament. I think it's a okase ubilemu on partisan politics. You are insulting other democracies. So okase the course of parliament, you know. Yeah, because of NDC MPP in course you're insulting other democracies because the course no because everywhere partisan politics over here. But yeah, they are graduating from partisan politics. Turn parliament into a theater of comic politics.
No, such as
politics. Your friends a good day parliament. A kokodi agro. And a good day, Ankasa, and a Yakodino Parliament, Abra, if I say Nema, Denting.
You'll be called before the privileges.
No, but that is the fact.
Call your whole guest house.
No. Nema Moya, they're just turning the place into. Listen, just go and watch. I'm not Parliament proceedings, no course, proceedings, no course. Who's no Muslim life? Just go and look at the comments I'm for today. These are opinions I Ghana for, so I'm only re-echoing. No, I'm only re-echoing. Listen, I'm not sure that Parliament at this particular time will have any moral conviction to hold Obiso Umbra for contempt of court. Because what has happened from 6th January to today, members of Parliament, some of them, their conduct are turning the House into a chamber of contempt. So what moral conviction do you have to hold somebody to come for contempt? When we have a member of parliament sitting on TV, insulting somebody, threatening people, insulting the August House, we are here. When the speaker, Babin, authority directive now, one manner, in a palace school manner, somebody attempted to torpedo that particular authority. Yet, Twagu, one kasa no speaker, umuno. So how do you want the public to take the House? Do you want us to take you serious? This is a speaker, a whole speaker of parliament, giving a directive, say, budget now the buy no ya to buy we accord documents for the following day another group will come and stage what happened in a palace school manner, jettison the already instated your first authority within the abano. Then what moral right do you have to hold somebody say charge you for contempt when you are all members or conducting as for air turning the chamber into a chamber of contempt? I think they must first purge themselves of those contempt conduct and contempt behavior. Now, so I'm not paying you who we are. Then they'll have the right to hold Ghanaians. What I say?
Mr. Innocent, Michonne, a tissue.
Especially when you have parliament or no one can integrity and dignity, members within the House.
Integrity and dignity in no.
Yes, in the way. But the other side, the majority leadership. I think arrogance and your friends say egos na me munipa na de me pena meye na nasefo no no yamfa nchechero mayo wo de amamu bia wo de sa suban ne bekom bia no se na wo se no. Because democracy ye can ho asem nyina they are building democracy elsewhere mete mechira madwen wa kire wadwen me no ya kire na adwen whether we are making sense or not it's for people out there to judge. What I say obia opinion very key and crucial so far as democracy is concerned. Enti woko parliament we need numbers na wo de your friend say budget no ba no there was a we say we need pakasa. To a certain extent, you meet them halfway. Quite a person about convention, and only the building democracy everywhere.
So
consensus building. Now you say, "Mena me wa holding the me pen maye." Ebasa, you are the democracy. Now I was saying, no.
Is it not the case? Sir, you are too used to the idea, sir. There be a majority and a minority. it's there be a minority will have their say, but majority will have their way. So even when Ghana folk clearly have said, yempe majority in minority be yeah, 137 here, 137 there.
Yeah.
Still, these people have found a way to call one of the house minority or majority.
Yeah.
So this time around, yenya 137 here, 137 there. Maybe we should have rewritten the standing orders to meet your current situation. But still, the from be majority. Who has a majority in Parliament as a
No, me be majority or minority isn't the issue. Yeah, Parliament proceedings in the course in dealing with numbers. But you see, this patapana that is why I make us say I don't know minor because I heard what happened in 6 January.
1 minute.
Abra year to Aba as a member of Parliament because of so her vote to come and to make a ballot now way. In the Parliament no good anymore. When a citing for contempt. There's how year to DC Yabano. Who they see here? Assembly members will be better sorry a change venue. I got to Abana we and then this is the cost way to it is a attitude to say men are more to me, they have a pen and mayor. Ain't you know, your friend say young fam right yajuma. Ya mra friend mra di adwuma yam fanye enti the democracy that ya kase rule of law has a for no they don't. And then the other side and ya anema ya cause say ya imposter amana ko Parliament as to whether or not it is true and say any true no whether it is
that
true
day Ajosafo was in Parliament
whether it is true and say any true no
you see
na me cho nema ya cause wa except Parliament integrity no because when what na waje this out but what about people out there
this one say mo ko Parliament that day
no
ya to abama mo say mo ko Parliament that day the minority should be in Parliament if they were in Parliament I believe so strongly say even imposter nebawa they would have noticed from Parliament.
Yeah.
Parliament here can once a man. You want to divert attention. Ajosafo was there. That day was Ajosafo. Initially, I couldn't believe that it was Ajosafo. But subsequently, Osha video in the pictures about it was Ajosafo. Nobody should.
Mami explain at the bench. Parliament na your friend saying budget approval ananka ebe koso se kan wan no. Se eduru ho se ebe approval speaker no e use no discretion either so be call for count and also be use voice
no speaker cannot use his discretion if you call for a voice count now say speaker can say majority side and a minority side has it now it is in the interest of standing orders you know there can be another call from either of the both sides say by division that is what Afenyo Markin did eti babin rule you know Afanyoma can say what will you but ye percent by division MIA. Even after the division, you can still call for secret balloting if you are still not convinced. And in this case, one thing I'm disappointed with a minority is they could have been there and called for secret balloting. Do you know what it would have done? Most of the MPs, they don't like Sabaye to phone or the buy, you know. And some of them would have voted against it. But one can say Ghana for one in a medium choka. It's 30 seconds.
So or say Usu the post and the demon on the day. Do you know say he could have decided to go blind? Do you know that?
But one try.
No, but you see, sometimes you know you don't make yourself a victim in a situation where you who free many. And he could have decided to go for a voice vote. Shout to me and me shout or cast away and you can't do anything. You pass here, calling for a revoke or what's the for or pioneer Juma. What I say,
Edgar, you're so.
Well, you see, Ebiano no. I was a yet a Juma Nasi. One more, I did be our friend recession. And recession, no, is simply say. Parliament, it take a decision be. Assembly to me someone can, you know, call for a rescission of the earlier days. Last around December, Parliament was taking a decision on the insurance bill. They had even taken the decision. At the end of the day, the evening, I had a talk with them, explained a few things to them. The following day, they had to call for a rescission. And then they put the new case across. So, a new money be your honor, I was here to say, it is not as if, say, the first deputy speaker, no. He's gone against the rules of the House. No. If something is done today, any law is passed today, now say it's will be ban or be raised, it should be on it now. they can always do that rescission. They'll go through a process, resign that thing, and then the new one no more they ban no. Yet be to board. That is how it works. So whatever that was done, that act no, doesn't go against any law. The only problem that I personally have with that position of the speaker, I have always said the same. The law is very clear. Unless, of course, brofono na ehadwin kakra. My understanding is to get that quorum, you must be a member voting. You must be a member voting. So if you're a member and you cannot vote, I don't see how you call yourself a member in that direction. Because the Constitution is very clear, say, or say the majority of members present and voting, which means as you are there, you have to vote. Now, in this regard, the speaker, though a member, but he didn't have the voting right.
Right.
So therefore, that membership aspect also is disqualified. So what it simply means is that there were 137 members in the House. The difficulty I have, and I think this one, a courts, now a bit to me, I think, interpretation on what happened on that Friday that Babin, a put to question on. The issue is this. If you are going by that same statement, now members present and voting, the question is this, before we got to there were about 273 members in Parliament. They had all logged in and were in Parliament. So then the question that arises, and they say, would it be considered, they say, the 273 were there, so irrespective of the fact, they say, it be free or no.
So it was 273?
No, that is it. So that is.
So the question was posed before a year 273?
No. What I'm saying is that the day's business had begun. 273 members were there. And then they were going according to the orders and what have you. And it got to a point in time, then the majority walked out. So it was left with the 137 or so for the minority. So the question here is this, at that time now, that na aka 137, no. Would we have to look at the whole membership that were in Parliament that day and some left? And also you have to look at that 137 pair. And that's what I'm saying is for me, and I think is that case only, it is only the court that can interpret that because
yes, I'm judge on that particular issue. In fact, I was just watch a video now. Standing orders 1091 also no question for a decision in the House shall be proposed for determination unless there are present in the House no less than 1/2 of the members of Parliament. So it could be see a starting, maybe 200 now. But if at the time a question is being proposed, the people who are there are not up to 1/10, 1/2. We cannot propose a question.
No.
Now you got here some judge on that matter.
That is the point. That's the point I'm trying to get for.
Was put. Now, let's ask ourselves. It means that Parliament began voting because the vote was on the question. The Speaker put the question. At the time the Speaker put the question, there were 273 members of Parliament in the chamber. With the exception, there were 137 members of Parliament on the NDC side. There was 135 members of the MPP, and then there was one independent candidate. The MPP did not have two of their members. Honorable Ashwe and then Honorable Adwasafo were not in the chamber. Those two were not in the chamber. A private jet had been sent to Germany to pick up Honorable Ashwe. The jet took off from Germany at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. It had a 6-hour, 30-minute flight time. He was to arrive Ghana, touchdown by 8:30, and the expectation was that by 9 p.m. he could make it to the chamber. Adwasafo was still a no-show at that time. And so, when the question was put, we had 137. Even with the independent voting with them, they would have 136. A voice vote was put. At that time, we had 4 ministers of state in the chamber. Ministers of state are allowed to take part in the debates of Parliament, but do not have a voting right. Now, when the question was put, the majority side said aye. The minority side said no. The speaker, in his ruling, determined that the noes had it. A vote had commenced. A vote had been completed. There was a vote. Now, I repeat again, at the time that vote started, there were 273 members of parliament, way beyond the 138 need of Article 104 of the Constitution. Now, if you go to an election and the EC declares a result, and one party says they are not comfortable with the result, they want a recount. Randy, is a recount a new election or a continuation of the existing election?
It's a continuation.
So, the speaker has ruled. Then, the deputy minority leader, my very good friend, Afenyo Makin, stands up and within his right, legally and rightfully so, challenges Mr. Speaker's ruling. Right, under our standing order 112. And said he wants a, and see, when you challenge the speaker's ruling on a voice vote, there are two routes. You either call for a head count or a vote by division. Now, when you call for a head count, what would then happen is the speaker would ask that they mention the names of MPs, constituency by constituency, and you vote. And the clerks at table would take record openly, public voting. Ningo Pram Pram, Sam Nate George, I stand up, I raise my hand. No, it's recorded. Afenyo Makin, Efutu, he stands up. Yes, it's recorded. And when they finish mentioning all the names, you tally it, and that's it. That's a head count. But when you ask for a vote by division, and I will read what the standing orders say on a vote by division.
Sam, can you read 113 all the way to 114?
Yes, I will.
Yes, sir.
I will. That's the procedure on division.
Yes, so just
good.
Just read
I'll read the whole thing. It says, okay, let me even start from voting by members. 112. 1. When the question has been put by Mr. Speaker at the conclusion of the debate, the vote shall be taken by voices aye and no, provided that Mr. Speaker, in his discretion, instead of declaring the results on the voice vote, call for a head count. So the speaker can say that, the voice vote is inconclusive. So I want a head count. Yeah. That's a discretion. Or 2, a member may call for a head count or division. A member, not the speaker, a member. If the opinion of Mr. Speaker on the voice vote is challenged, and that's what Afenyo did. Afenyo challenged Mr. Speaker's decision on the voice vote.
Now, okay, so I just wanted us to get Sam George, Member of Parliament for Eye Ningo Pram Pram. Or no, say the time the question was put, there was 273 members of Parliament without Honorable Afre and Adjo Asafo in the House. This video on Dr. Randy Abi and a interview Good Morning Ghana on Metro TV, Metro TV for us. But Edgar,
that's what I say that when the question was put, if you are listening to me carefully, it was about the acceptance of the finance minister, not about the voting for the budget. 2 questions were put. The first question was whether to allow the finance minister to come and do his briefing. And one of them said, "We vote here now. Afenyo Makin equally for a friends in division or no." So in the process of the division, and now Omoka said ministers near the encore, and only a car said marshal. They said on work your friends, the finance minister no out. Then the question was raised about Asidu Nketia in the
public gallery.
In the public gallery, okay. Into when that didn't start here, no, and now we walk it out. But when the vote for the budget itself was put, nobody on the other side was in the house. There is a tweet. There's a tweet, and I don't know why the NDC guys have not spoken about that tweet or whatever it was, because there's a tweet purported to be coming from Alban Babin.
So there is 137 and one member of Parliament was sitting at the majority side. I don't think that was coming from an original.
That's what I'm saying, sir. We don't know whether truly it was Alban Babin who said it or not. But then this is the question that he put. That is what I'm saying, that with Babin's experience and everything, you cannot discount it. But then, as I said, from as it stands, the person me who. And I'm saying, if you ask the MPs to talk, Obiabe can't do any day.
And a court of law.
A court of law is the one that
Edgar is calling for a court of law to pronounce on this matter. Because moving forward, we must come to. But my main cause, Edgar, we hear a pro staffet. Ye nina ye ko anyway. Meba. Say ye pro staffet for. I say Edgar, we nina wo ko anyway. Na John Sutrano emu yemre. Edgar de Edgar. Ne ho de wo said what ye no. But me sure say ye nina ko anyway. We hear a pro staffet. Ebemwa Johnson boko Johnson mu ya pro staffet be yi Johnson ye ya Johnson moja time e obu mfe nkola bo na ye kudware bo fa bankrum a ye ba na enya Johnson moja eno pro staffet e be ye free to urinary tract infection pro staffet be ye free ho na e free ho wi a Johnson wa ye dedede no a ade no nya Johnson nko a na ye Johnson nya so Johnson anu aprum nko a e se timi pagya ne ti na epem panyan na watede na no sa no de beboa ye zipman capsules zipman capsules na ade no paganity asabi o entity fufuo manini e den ya baabi na e den ekowura na baabi na ekowura no so se ho no nya esai nioma e ho no eye tete uhe enkoyi a enye eno sa no ema no ko ba ema no dem a unya bie so so makai se me fasting oboa enye fasting bia no ye ade no center ne nye musi efro bibi bonde de betimi aboa me ho no aye de no eye solar mixture ebemena so ensuo basa bi a free ho na nye yi free ho eso timisiesie odepue eku oba ne nsa hye ho nu odwi nu anwen ne se ase yefunu ade no de ebetimi aboa solar mixture sperms ni komo ese kam ni kwa sane solar mixture emema no solar mixture no so betimi aboa no bi se de ebe ya wa ade ni mu nyina ye kura ebetete free ho frɛ 0245 616028 0245616028 Ghana Christian University Semenkancho say opa adesua papa accounting marketing public health and the keka journalism banking and finance papa banking and finance papa Ghana Christian University College na betimi ababesua no yawo Monday to Friday opa so we adwuma so na per weekends Friday Saturday and so be ya ma opa sandwich sell be online coming to school so and also ewo ho frɛ 0204 069 583 0204 069 583 Ghana Christian University College advancing excellence in transformational leadership. What the 35 years awoko obia ojo so twa na se tieni onse ye nkola no ojo so atimi di agro upeja wade no na adwo so sen no obia faase eno sa prostate ni modern ba wunyine na enlarge de betimi aka sa muama pa wa bam na mframa gine bo betimi ato dwonso no eye prostate joy tie o dwonso ntentem anajo o da so re betimi adwonso be 5-6 times wa de no eye mre prostate joy se o dwonso a ade no etimi mfiri mu ye wonya je ayini mu ano na agu edwonso ni bi agu shoe so o se wo shoe mesrewo a kope prostate joy de maka nyira wonya hunu bi abo be ma onum prostate joy na one day e be prevent it emom so wanya bi dia onum ba kwa no pa ba kwa nwumre frɛ 0244 727028 prostate joy obe Johnson afili back to the studio near ne eye Minia Bernard Odro Techi BOT
Kwame
yababa ba owia na yakosolak so ene aboadwo be che be 10 minutes aka ho nti besere famanante
Kwame on say wo kan Ghana in constitution na article 130 section original jurisdiction of Supreme Court and permit me to quote 1. Subject to jurisdiction of the High Court in the enforcement of fundamental human rights and freedom as provided in Article 33 of this Constitution, the Supreme Court shall have exclusive original jurisdiction in A. All matters relating to enforcement or interpretation of this Constitution. B. All matters arising as to whether an enactment was made in excess of the powers conferred on Parliament or any other authority in person by law under this Constitution. It is also the course of Parliament now as to whether a meeting or the session on November 26 amount to ultra-virus or nullity on the part of Parliament. Only Supreme Court has the exclusive original jurisdiction to determine. But that is what I got. Exactly. That notwithstanding, in law, a free will be obiter dictum. When decisions are made, you take a decision, you have the right to have passing comments. Because in law, we are the ratio deciding why we go to where we go to. A banner send a Parliament could share to about speakers here, Jatum, another crop of sessions here in law, we call it ratio deciding. Why did we arrive at where we arrive at? It is because somebody felt, say we don't have the numbers, and that is clear, and that's evidential. Kwame, adia ba ko na wo se hu democracy. Democracy to say insurance in search bank. Say okokoye insurance, o de wo how no da wi nyina akwa akoma obi. With the thinking says a car na we so either it is comprehensive for third party no, wako fitness, wako SIT, wako enterprise. Oko and wako akoto a policy by paying a premium. The very day now be top premium no. O de o dadwe no how nyina cost insurance company no. On condition say udi mra insurance company no dia ma one so. Na say atorenchen bi towa. Based on say what di omo policy so no, ye ba be compensate, ye be indemnify. In same vein, no, some men will consalai. Now you talk about on election day. The implication is say you transfer your dagger how you know the aquacoma politicians, no,
which is the sovereign will of
the sovereign will of the people. But in insurance, if it be reinsurance, come what call enterprise aquaco insurance every no you. On also qua another place your aquaco insurance wo. And so to claim mawa, on also qua another place aquaco claim now what you are man aquaco the same thing. In similar vein. Sami me koto abama me MP na sami kotena fia ono nso nwiye MP no ba betena parliament na tumi na wo de ama no ba bedi ho nokre eni sami me to aba wo Ghana na afibia since 1992 ye to aba either MPP and to be atimnya absolute majority na koba se the year 2020 nko ade ye to aba wie ye na ye chempa the implication to the MPs ne say Ghana force afere ye ma obi a majority munko boaye enti na ye ni absolute any whenever munyina mo ye pe eni se kokoba said the leader of party be oni aban mu ni conduct ni actions inactions omission and commission no e give birth to mistrust it become questionable me makamese kan wo ha from the very day na ye to abawie wo Ghana and I felt say hell no do so be on top but in all honesty or Evander me Evander your motto a true stance honorable Herna you disappointed me because I can't tell no na MP for absolute majority.
167.
169.
169.
169 is what the idea about parliament. He doesn't even need to even come and talk to you. And then Yameya Wadum, would ya weapon so the one ya chimpe. And in Kanima be a first near Sissy first and Anka MPP P5 and CBO. But let me say it on record, say, open NDC leadership in parliament a week, dysfunctional under this current NDC MP in parliament. It is simply because when NDC MP for us approval ministers, no, it was questionable. And let me tell you why. Obey to how Kumsin. Obey minister for special development ministry. So share a lot of places in Ghana and the project called and then about 60% of the project no Oma abandoned. She comes to parliament to approve her. And not only that, the constituency or treat will be so broad daylight to what treat or to a Korean. This same person by parliament, imagine young finance minister away. Under Motamo de Japabaye. Motaginatum and a host of other appointees are entering. You see, and this Oceanable Herner Druce in the post me as a Vanda will disappoint me. Because none can be expected say, for me blame Nanado. I'll call a spade, not a big spoon. Yet you met another be about Betnani as you Nanado and no. It must get to point that we must look at the opposition. Because you are the next party in wait na oba abaimu. And this our conduct no ne enya. We have to look into your face and speak truth to power. And Honorable Herner, Ghana is watching you. And don't forget to say, Nipa Tuaba March in Pebay, not all of them are NDC people. They sell fed the NDC a bedjimodi. Kwame say your mouth back on a one who no cry, you know. What kind Bible? Your mobi talent 521. The man of 5 can 2 the 2 can 1 or the coach 2 for the year then. Or the shares, oh, so maybe the start talent to a man and a banana young for so obey disappoint me. What happened to the one? Nyanko Pon domain. And it's also Babe pay to me 2024. Ghana former champion 2020 and out the year. And to the Ghanaian no floating voter no. They do 2024 no Kotoaba. No Abisan who say, me ma NDC for champion Herna do so no timid. And you see, so opposition only abema. O minority leader na ye o president.
That's true.
Yes, I will opposition party only because no because oppositioner or flabber de obetimaye on Shemra, only budget, only who, but minority leader the budget number when him never better. Because every policy initiation implementation comes from the executive. And when you are not in government, The opposition party, the minority leader in a de facto position, also the president of the party in opposition. And it's a side leader and the conduct be and give credibility having. For me, Okokawo other stations say he's been listening to people in government. And no position man convinces say you do 1% to Bediatum. Is that the position of the NDC minority in parliament?
In fact, NDC minority in parliament, according to a year statement tomorrow releasing, said they are for 0 a year.
And let me say,
so that is the position of
I have said, say,
last comment.
Sa budget to ya bandia budget, to bottom budget. I repeat it everywhere.
Why to bottom?
To bottom because you see, Tobu to see her. Also Tobu to know the traffic bar. Secured by in the year 74 million, so to speak. Oh, they are no why you know free ho. Either say farm no, the court can determine it. But we told about me for all the e-levy by e-levy in Ghana no. Momo transaction for last year no, it's a little over 500 billion new Ghana cedis. And a year here for and a yes transaction no. Say here ni no se told to the only car unto to. We a passenger unto to me boy. The Ukraine car no to to. But momo tax na eba no there. So long as I obey momo kwe, I was say Sunyani West, Sunyani East, German North, Wenchini Adeno, you are paying. So it is a to bottom budget.
When him say Enra from Enra Mashasi, me for the past a year or two, me you be a me pesika ye de share a year me wallet. But if Enra Mashasi is cash.
Now Kwame Mami landing you na for sika show wallet him. Now yes, now at to bottom budget here ben ebeku ehia for. And so we a minority leader. Na nyamia ye wadom wo chempa de na wo sa wo de. So the posture and the position of her Drusu must change.
Must change.
So when yes say bedroom maybe nobody will take NDC as a party serious in this country.
Ivan.
Yes, I think that be because unya effective parliament is very effective. Most of the problems na ye woni nyina no too big. But the echoing, I don't see say your effective parliament, and it's the reason why your problems na your one and that's all because Sassim we about this particular budget, and yes, it's about politics and also will be them pay. You're talking about component of the budget now and what damning consequences on the economic fortunes of this particular country. Say your jetuma Ghana ni no nama bontia oni adwuma no sen na no hobeti aye no because aban bien hobeti me ada sorry say me sorry I me koje tax. Makasa tax they are buying biaje. But you don't just introduce a tax. There must be a booming economic activities. I cost a man for your so beneath that, no tax a man for be pay. But when all of a sudden, sorry, may Baba G tax a free amount for her. Knowing very well, say tax na ya jenia Sigano, ye de hunu. That is the problem. Because over the years, from 2017 to today, Sika Yenya in terms of revenue, everyone somewhere 266 billion. Ya Bobusia over 200 billion. Yati ya the extra Sikam, ya the get funder Sikam, ya bauxite Esikam, a Japa ya the Ashem, to which means no gold Esikam, and ya Toma Dibia. Nasa Ban will draw catch us, na Yanji Momo tax na and untinent me more minor. Do you have to take that person serious? Is the reason why Parliament, whether minority or majority, must stay up to their convictions. You say we are serving the people. Ghana for intina yatiho, yanto fine court in because you are there to serve the interest of your constituent. You kick against it because Sikana yajiji de kudin sem hunu. Na president and naso en hain plane okroma say. Plane okra say the Esha Ghana for abufo no. Wakotama beti temak e wakotoka. Every night bia yutiaka. That is the level of insem huna ekoso okroma na ye no ntini ese ya beje tax ni agidi ekwa koye dan
unreliable information shows that actually the plane we've negotiated and bought it and we are paying it in installment.
Okay, wow. Okay.
That is unreliable information.
Okay, it's unreliable.
Okay, we've packed it in Ghana.
Wow.
So not that we are paying the rent hourly. Now they've negotiated and bought the plane and paid.
This country is sick.
So you see, that's what I say. The level of disrespect, the arrogance of power these people throw in their wake. Just say, that is the attitude. And this finance minister Bakacha say we should share the burden. I'm asking him which burden? What burden when some are living in luxury?
Exactly.
The sky is somebody's limit.
So sky limit.
Let me just make this point. Unless you say only Bible in the one. Now Bible now Kasachro say it is only a fool that doesn't change his mind.
Okay.
No. And see, as you take a decision, you look at the decision again, you evaluate it and say, well, ABR, at the speed of time, no, this is what I decided. But upon reflection, no, good. Haruna, it's not even, it's not a secret. The finance minister has been trying to meet them, they've had discussions. And Omoka say they had discussions on this matter, all right? And Omo agree, say, okay, wedding in the Aka deal, no, they'll look at it, the Ijapa, they'll look at it, and then the tidal wave issue. Yeah. But then when it got to the e-levy, no, okay, and one of disagreements near then, ebaya, and nunti na wamamba back to the chamber. So if the man says, say, look, okay, after listening to them, can you know me see they be? But after listening to them, no, me feel say, okay, me ma womo 1%. Womo so baby omujina no mujina. Enunti nebufu nti ne yemba. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that position, but that is not to say me support to e-levy, no, because me e-levy they say I don't support it. So
it's zero for you.
Yeah, it should not even come in at all. But as I'm saying, try and understand how people also see things. Now, the budget, one of the things that I was actually looking forward to was I was looking forward to two people. Okay.
Now this year, Mamo.
Afenyo.
Yeah.
And the minister for, is it, how do you call it? The Works and Housing Accident. Woman me expected they would have really raised issues about the budget. Because prior to the budget coming in, when this tidal waves in your money started, Works and Housing Minister, you made it clear publicly, say you have engaged the finance minister. Say Asema being, I'm a finance minister, I promise, say, Obeden, Umbepiska, Namo de Aqua water problem. Afenyo Makin, you came to Parliament and you came and presented a certain paper, and later you realized it's a paper and it's a and you also gave support to making sure, say, that thing should be in place. In the beto Parliament now, more MPP for now you are speaking seriously on this matter. Yet neighbor Parliament now and no I was expecting Monank also come
but is also not doing their,
you see, no, but that's what the point. That's what I'm saying is there. So you see, the effectiveness of Parliament must be seen in a different way, because why would the one about Becca? Minister, you even at the budget, even in Parliament, who expresses say, finance minister one far anchor because you talked about the issue. So why should you then vote for a thing like that?
Which you don't believe in.
That for me
okay,
is my problem.
I say, in fact, we've run beyond our time for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Beauty. In fact, you're back to the drawing board near her. It looks like this panel. Also 1 minute. Okay.
Mr. Redu, as Megitim said, it's only a fool who doesn't change his mind. But it is also foolishness when you support something that's unconscionable.
Okay.
Megitum say yes, Kwasian and Sanagene. But Kwasian soon are there in your support.
That's it. Abranaaso on Tvxyz. I came to serve the people in all honesty, by conviction. I don't sit here and speak the mind of any other person but myself and what I believe Ghana should be. All the people that helped me, Bernard Odo Techibioti, Ivan Innocent Che, and Ura Edgaredu, they have a mind of their own. Just as Uawutifia also a mind of your own. The time has come, see, you so agreeing when your media mayeno. Ye de asam to wa. Moma yenya ya take position because ye party ma, ye MPP, ye NDC. Ye de asam to wa. You so agreeing when your me edema wono. Bobo and Samuho. over the years, what the Ghanaian people have been doing is that yenya haka say young people na diaba, hey, yaka say handis na diaba, hey. No. Nyame ma wadwene so be yusu. Eno na me yusu me de no. So in this country, right becomes wrong and wrong becomes right. Now let me tell you what. Let's go back to history, learn our history, look at the current situation and provide solutions for our own self. Because the solutions to the problems of this country is in the past. Abranaaso a Tvxyz program. Me and Midi Jumadi no chairman and still remaining the bombardier, field marshal, squadron leader, ranger, buffalo, royal, general kabaka, bomfa, edeshia enemy. Sechere me free as Santiago na me as Santiago na yukohine. I am the one that bears the spirit of our forebears. Kenneth Kauna, Leopold Senghor, Samora Masema, Dibo Keita, Jomo Kenyatta, Julius Kambarara Nyerere, Robert Mugabe, Muammar Gaddafi, Idi Amin. All the spirit of these people liveth in me and I fight. Fidel Castro, Che Guevara, Raul Castro, all these people, their spirit liveth in me. I came, I saw, I fear not. Veni vidi non equidem extimue. Hasta la victoria simprie. Until victory always. Minisolak Elko Chonkomo. See you next week.
Okatachi me da sepa mamentia etiefo ene ahwefo nyina ebiem. Na okatachi ene ye hwe the consequences of untreated genital infections. Se oba anabema onyanke kaye. So once we be guade ahemfi ho. Na bema so bema no ho. No one paid to be entry a ensunsan so a ebitim di abrewo. Genital infections are 2 words. Genital, oba na obema, bema so bema. Infection. Se abo bi abet na ho, o di dunya enum gya ne na egu ho, na se ade na infected. Ne guahodo. Most common ones pa yenim pa in case of Candida albicans as in fungus no, e fan white. So oba can odepo. One of the most common ones in no. 2 ye fan gono no. Aye Neisseria gonorrhea bacteria no enso deba na no kwasem se wonyange kaye sasa na wan treat a ensusa so doso na how no so wechi doso yen hya se mfiri yenu no ma no oba odepo ba himfi ho white ba ho to won say ho na bon say na ho kekawo obon say nso so bi na begwa himfi ho bon say ensuo bi so o describe as a fresh gota asay anam moka say bi efra himfi ho na eba more na egu nyina na sebe ede enka enso ede ba himfi ho etna ho achina bon sa fe na ho a o menses no first na nka ba 15 fa won se cap allow plus or minus no 2 days bon sa fe de edipt a week earlier and 2 weeks before edipt 5 days earlier and as that can was bo won ka ye se o de po atra himfi ho ba sa bon sa fe no time of free so we freedom na ye free come of so we danger no na ne danger akwa mismatch oba ode poatan more than 1.5 years ekosi apa obo so no krusia na ensuri nyina asaba okatachi on se be hotro kasa fa ho a bahwe fom be ho awo otmanante ho ode ponsuri lactic acid na egu on airtro the sperm na ekwa ofro na apa no wo fro na apa no na bamabu no nyina ase omachi etna ensuo no etaba oba ode poatan ocho no bon sa fe menstrual flow asesa first pananka 5 days ubu nsa wusha na bia 6 days afedi atia ba 2 days enti ba 2 days a drop second ba no ema efa hen nyame abetwe kwa na se bonsa na be yefri ho da bi cloth no eba na esipo ba no wo service ho no abe mess with all day poncio tinkom lactic acid na ho no e na afa abo nchirewa e na de da periphery na wasa ya ase enti basa obonsa afedi no wonya menstrual cramps obonsa na wote yaw na afa se brebon ketenkete bi e da menses nim when ne hawa o depo a wampe ho asemanka e de brewo white no en fa se white de maya de en agata white so me so de bi what nya de pa na edupa ba edre fa no solar herbal meshaba solar herbal mesha KUST herbal department edra based on project was since 2004 ya compile abomwa ya ke carbon enya saponins alkaloids flavonoids glycosides terpenes ekabomwa eye bonise eye multiple antimicrobial agents ebeko a cancel and one resistance no ekum o de po candida albicans cell no wa twinsu brain every ho ema himfi ho awo one sanka so heba mesha na so so money siapa enso so ne doso entwe manema okata se make say no abrante bit ho a ho obo ne redin e no obo buru wa beti wasem ne ka no be ma wo so nya go no 15 years ni wo de pen drive no kote virus ba ye wo de besra oba no to wo so nan se wo chim jonsa asenso yellowish bi efa de na ba as gonorrhea no enso yellowish milk candida infection once nan say wo chim jonsa no pa enso white ma bi na enso fi wa de na ba ho anense wan so bi abegu ho na say disco light no ekọ na ba bama na wo che na wo so ampe solar care ba message la kwan how we kind say one emwa de ni hi anase phone on say kotachi mushroom emre awia bon na ewo na ho na pagya na kato who say ebra na sebe infection mind na ensu be mfiri mba say infection but ensu na ba na afina yankopon ya ba na sa afina no padua no de pe e produce there be spongy cells na entintine ma obeman ewuro esori bakabaduma kama ene money di ene ebesne content na nse wonsa de no akwese crayon aya kaso a yama half no ne tenten no so de ohwa na afi no bibia ho no diameter no si apa na akwese wine eche miensa ne ma baako ensempi entwema we nyina ma omema sem ema fom abra solar care ba mesha aba Ghana for ajatumwa esa won sebe infection ahodo e wo so eyi se na mo keka ni nyina de afiri ho amosi odada mo ade baako ede baako e wo solar care ba mesha won se kotachi bema onuma esi odada mo e kwan be se say enema wa de na hi no e kanyan or a content conjunctiva a comes with word conjugation I saw pomade ekeka ade mo tete sie ni na kan ni peduan a produce amade no ne length ne diameter na wo lusu ye no back to normal it be no so ka ba measures hey doctor afedi me hu smade no e say de hey magic na e bia be ka ho da bi e wa de na enkankanwe e protugu mbesne koye no e na edu na fan abwa kanya wo amani peduan e produce ama bibia ba konkan back to normal de amawo solar keba mesha it ne body man say aso twan bema ma won bi na sa how na empemfi of amount bema etra ho ache no esema de fe low sperm count yes afen oligospermia no na wo de ne nyese bia won tohwe no testicles no em produce conquenti ba no far from that or producing all right but sperm duct na connecting to you know testis no amase be dua no e mo block then the block him lactic acid in sooner go no nsu na pie ba no ayese cobweb ana say wire mesh and na the expect sperm duct ni mo e di o release ya pen no mo ba e be pem no say pan na konkonti be wo hia no mo aka net na chi na nsu no bi na mfaso no bi so no aba no shoot de ko entina okoye tester semen analysis dey say was count no e wa form no unya solar care ba mesha one kwakumwa na womo no na se dissolve lactic acid net na cobweb na ho no efi ho ama pipe no da ho na de o release nyina etmi asane akọ ama se be nyinsen etmi ede aba ho kai solar care ba mesha etni body man say aso twan na your telephone numbers e the question bi a fa offer na eni nkomo MTN no e 0245 61 6028 0245 61 6028 0245 61 6028 and after Airtel no enso ye 0261 73 62 63 0261 73 62 63 kai say e solak heba mesha ye body man say aso twan mesra opa solak mesha aso twan